Hello, hello, hello. Hopefully this is working this time. I'm gonna start over. I don't know why I'm singing. Hi, peoples of the universe. All right, so let's start this over. I'm gonna get a redo up in here. Well, thank you for letting me know, and thank you for stopping by. If you're still alive, by the time I get done, I'll stop in and say hello. And have fun with your live. All right, so to do a re-intro, because I'm redoing my broadcast, yes, we had a mouse problem. So my landlord stopped by. I didn't know he was coming by, and he dropped off some duct tape and stuff and mice traps. Mouse traps? Yeah. My cat has caught 2 mice within it's not that within like the past 3 months, but you can hear them like walking through the walls and on the like around the ceilings and stuff. So yeah, I have like a little hole in the wall, so duct tape that up, and we talked about some solutions, so that's why I kind of had to disappear midstream. But we are talking about Myron Gaines' newly released book called Why Women Deserve Less. It was released on Valentine's Day this year, so a few weeks ago. And so they just did an interview. When I say they, I mean Fresh and Fit. Myron is one of the hosts of the Fresh and Fit podcast, a very red pill. They advertise as male self-help, I guess. So a red pill kind of male self-improvement, self-help, dating advice. They kind of call it like a female behavior observational study. I don't fucking know. So anyway, so the host from that podcast wrote this book, Why Do Women Deserve Less? So him, as well as the other hosts of the podcast, recently did an interview that I want to talk about. Oh, hey Dusty, what's up? It has been a long time. I hope all is well with you and your family. Thanks for stopping by. I've been seeing I really haven't been around the YouTube streets, as they say, recently, but been seeing looks like some ish has been going on recently. I am definitely not all caught up in that, but I hope everybody is well and happy, doing good. Okay, so yeah, we're going to watch that interview, and we're going to go over a few YouTube videos that basically review the book, some YouTube reviews of this book that came out on Valentine's Day called Why Women Deserve Less. And yeah, so first I'm going to start with the author himself. It's going to be a section of a video. It's a long video. We're not watching all of it, so don't worry. when I pull up the video, we're not watching all of it. I'm just watching a part of it. That it's the author basically describing in his own words the book, why he wrote the book, the purpose of the book. So I figured that would be a good way to start, so you know, to give some context. So let me pull that up. And it is good to hear that the fam is good. Yeah, I tried to watch a few of Seafowl's lives, but I really I was totally out of the loop, so I was trying to like understand what was going on, but it was kind of confusing. Oop. Okay, let's see. All right, 1 second. Still new to this streaming thing, so thank you for cooperating. Here it is. It is right here. Okay, I found it. Okay. Whoops. Okay, here we go. Present. Share. Talking to myself. It's all good. Here we go. I'm going to put it on the default view so you guys can see the chats too, because the chats are fucking crazy, these chats. And also take note like how much money these guys make. Okay, so they go live, I think they do 3 daytime streams and then at least 2, if not more, after hours streams as well, which is what this is from an after hours stream, and they last for hours. This one was an hour and a half, but you can see here, it will continue on Rumble. So if you actually like go to Rumble, the video is like there will be like an extra, I don't know, another 2 hours or so. So they're streaming for like 4 hours at minimum, like 5 times a week. You know, maybe not every stream is like 4 hours, but like they're always like at least an hour and making so much money. Like crazy. $100, $219, and this is like the past couple minutes, you know, so it's just a constant money maker. So yeah, they're definitely doing good with this, and they have 1.24 million subscribers. This video was streamed a month ago. It has 415,000 views on YouTube alone. They also stream on Twitch and Rumble as well, so you know, add all of those viewers. Yeah, these guys have reach. They are pretty relevant, and they have influence. Especially, you know, their main audience is younger, you know, young adult males, teenagers, teenage boys. So, you know, a very impressionable age group. You know, especially young adult men today, especially, I feel like are looking for positive male role models, and especially like someone who can teach them how to be a man, how to be masculine, you know, how to go from a teenage boy to becoming a man. And you know, maybe lots of them don't have fathers at home, so they've been looking for these male role models, and lots of them seem to have found it on this weird part of the internet here, which is concerning to me. And that is what we are basically discussing. So let me start. We're only, like I said, we're not watching this full video. We're only watching the section. Where is it? Why Women Deserve Less, which is the name of his book. So this is basically like, we'll give you context about what the book is about, why he wrote it, that kind of thing. So you'll have an idea. I, of course, have not read it. I'm not going to support it, but it's apparently a pretty short book. It's like $20 on Amazon. So let's see.
very soon, niggas. And the reason why is because when you pedestalize girls and you're too nice and you give them this bullshit, they don't respect you. You know,
That's
when
so
you
mean.
Hold on one second.
When I meet people, I don't even necessarily look at them as a
and not very soon, niggas. And the reason why is because when you pedestalize girls and you're too
Uh-huh.
nice and you give them this bullshit, they don't respect you. You know,
That's
when
so
you
mean.
that's the reality, huh?
That's so mean.
What does that mean?
Why women deserve. I mean, I feel like if you're
Merch.
not a good person, I understand if you mess up, but however, I
Well, the
think
reason why
you
women deserve
deserve.
less is quite literally because of your answer before. Oh, I didn't find them attractive, whatever.
It
The
really
reason
wasn't
why
that. It's
Thanks
just
for the
more so
support.
not about the attraction. Me, when I meet people, I don't even necessarily look at them as a sexual type of thing
Right.
in general.
It's mostly
Like I'm just
men.
like meeting people. It's not like I'm trying to fuck them, because obviously, it just
Okay,
it's
well
not
here's
my
the
thing.
problem. I love how you looked at it only through your lens.
Okay,
I'm telling you you got to look at it through the men's lens. When
okay.
they deal with you, they're looking always at sex. Men only talk to women for sex, bro. So what I'm saying is that if you're looking for sex, you're trying to get laid. Women typically deserve less. They treat you better when you give them less. This is why nice guys finish last, bad boys
What?
don't do well. So
Okay, hold on. This is what I think is the ironic part here. Okay, oh, I paused on a perfect part too. Okay, so he's talking about women deserve less because if you treat them, the worse you treat them, the better she will treat you. Let me get this going. So, so look at this comment here. I just think it's ironic. They're talking about women deserve less, treat her like shit and she'll treat you better. These are the kind of comments we get, right? Okay, so this comment here, this viewer paid $100 to send in this comment and have it read on this live stream. He is referring to the female that we can see on the screen right now in the red dress. The second girl in from the left or the right. And it came out earlier, it came up, and she disclosed that she is a virgin. And all the guys in the chat went ballistic. These guys are obsessed with virgins. So let's read his comment. He paid $100 for. Okay. That girl, red, behind Chris, is gorgeous. 10 out of 10. If I ever see her in real life, I will capture her and have my way with her in my basement. JK. Put the camera on her and have her melt my soul with sorry, hold on, I can't read it. Have her melt my soul with
if your goal is to
that beautiful smile of hers. Women deserve less, really? Less than that? Because it's pretty bad. Let's see, like, and just for an example, like these are the typical comments that the show gets. Bet she's gender fluid. This is why you can't give chicks options. They can't tell why Myron's book is called what it is. All y'all thoughts hold this. Loss. Is she having a stroke? She be talking out the right side of her mouth. We don't want your friendship. Oh, we have a freak here. All right, these comments actually are pretty PG, relatively so. But let's keep going. But like $100 for that fucking weird ass comment. Like this poor girl, she's a virgin. It's just like I think guys sometimes don't understand how serious their jokes. Like I think they're, they might say these weird sexual things and think it's like lighthearted and it can come off as a joke. But I think sometimes they don't realize that women can take these very seriously. they can be threatening. We don't know if you're serious. We don't know you. We don't know if you're a fucking creep and you're gonna like, if you say you're joking, you're serious or not. So it's just like, if you're a guy seeing this and you make comments like this, which any guy watching my screen or my stream, I really doubt that that would be you. But if you're a random person that stumbled upon this video for some reason and you make comments like that, even if you think they're lighthearted and it's like a joke and it's not serious, don't say them. That doesn't make women feel safe. It's really rude. It makes her very uncomfortable, and making people uncomfortable is not a good thing to do ever. So don't do it, and don't pay $100 to do it. Like, all right, so let's keep going.
Be good with women, you need to give them less for them to actually respect you. And then they must earn everything else. But a lot of guys give women more up front and they don't respect it.
And also, if you don't care about being with men like that, just buy a dog and die alone. Rest in peace, Cass.
So, do you have something? Go ahead.
Yes, I was just going to say that you're basically just saying to men by saying women deserve less, kind of like how girls tell their girlfriends, like, if he's going to treat you like that, just move on. Like, don't give him the time of day. Don't give him your energy. You're basically just saying the same thing to guys. If she's not interested in you, don't try to keep winning her over by being fake
Yeah.
and doing all these things. Just move on.
Mhm.
She doesn't deserve you to keep giving her all these things if she's not interested in what you're
Yeah.
interested in.
I'll be very wrong
Well-
with you guys. It's because when you pedestalize women, they become terrible people. Boom.
Well, you know,
Anytime a woman's with a man that she feels she's superior than, that pedestalizes her, she starts to disrespect that man. She starts to treat him poorly. She starts to abuse him.
yeah.
So for a man,
Maybe that's the kind of girls that he dates. See, that's the ironic thing about these guys is they hate feminism. They hate, women who are like strong, independent women. We don't need a man. And I understand women take that too far, and it can definitely be like some of it's very evil, some of it's obnoxious, disgusting, but the core feminism, like original feminism, I think is a pretty all right concept to stand up for. But these guys hate feminists. That's their enemy. But they act like, the way they act is like the modern day like male version of feminists. Like they are so anti women, and like what they say is bizarre. Like the interview after this, and this is only going to be for a few more minutes. The interview after this that they put out a few days ago, where they're discussing like what's in the book, is just mind blowing, and it's just so hypocritical. And the funniest part is too, like both of these hosts have been asked before, have you ever been in love? They said no. The guy who actually wrote the book, the author, has never been in a long-term serious relationship, and he's never been in love. Yet he's giving millions of young adult men and teenage boys dating advice, women advice, and like just how you've never it's crazy. Like, and the other thing is, like, I've been watching a lot of these streams and the red pill content, other content creators. The one thing I never ever hear them talk about, ever, they talk about a bunch of shit. Actually, no, I'm gonna bring that up. I'm gonna save that for later because it'll have more of an impact at the end of the stream. Okay. So I feel like there's one more thing I was gonna say, but I forget. Let's just keep going. I'll remember.
he must be on top of the girl as far as like hierarchy. She needs to respect him more than he
Yeah.
respects her. She
Yeah.
must like him more than he likes her.
Yeah.
Because women, when they're in a leadership role and they feel like they're being pedestalized by their man, that inherently makes them think I'm better than this guy. And when a woman feels like she's better than her guy, she don't want to take him seriously.
Yeah.
Women only want men that are at their level, but preferably better than them. I see you shaking your head.
I think it's your upbringing, because at the end
She's shaking her head because he just gave the most toxic, like, terrible dating advice ever. And he literally just wrote a book about like teaching guys how to treat women and how to date, and that was the worst fucking dating advice I'd ever heard. Make sure she respects you more than you respect her, because if you put women on a pedestal, she turns into an evil person. She's going to treat you like shit. Like, what? First of all, I highly doubt this guy has ever put a woman on a pedestal. So how the fuck would he know in the first place? But that's for another
End of the
discussion.
day,
Who's upbringing specifically?
it's based off of you yourself, your experience yourself,
The man or the woman?
each to each,
Both,
right?
it's both.
As a female,
Okay.
my family's from Jamaica and India, right?
Boom, 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 boom.
Listen,
Bad man, that's
I
straight.
cook, I clean, I nurture, I do all of these things. I can help you double your money. I'm good around the house. I'm good everywhere else. Listen, right? But if my man treats me like
Oh, if you're still here, Dusty, have a good day at work. Stay safe out there. Thanks for stopping by.
a queen and he's putting me on a pedestal, I'm only going to treat him like a king 5 times as
As
more.
you should.
You have
Only.
to stay
You
desirable.
should.
And that's
Stop
what
the
makes
cap.
sense. That's why I'm
Exactly.
single
You should
right now.
teach them
Stop
better.
the
Because I
cap.
know
Treat them
how
better.
much I give to the man
Exactly.
when I love him. So
Yeah.
I'm very,
But-
very
Me too.
selective
Hold on,
with-
stop the show. You're telling me you cook and clean for your sugar daddy?
I do.
You do?
I do.
You have sex with him?
I do.
Okay.
Oh my God,
You
Dad,
give him
sorry.
everything he wants?
I do.
Gonna hide
Okay,
my camera
but
for
you're
a
seeing
minute,
other
but I'm
men.
still here.
So
And
what
he
do you mean by
knows.
that?
And he knows.
Do you think he likes that?
No.
The answer is
If he
nope.
didn't like it, he wouldn't fuck with me, because the thing is, men that have money like that, they have options, right?
But here's the problem. This is a perfect example of what I mean when I say women deserve less. If he gave you less and told you, yo, I don't deal with girls that go out and fuck other guys while I'm dealing with them, you would respect them more and you would stay inside and not do that. But
My
the fact that he gives you
situation-
all these options is quite literally against what he wants. It's just that he doesn't have the balls to tell you that.
My
That was so weird how he worded it. Like, you would stay inside, and I forget exactly what he said, but he was basically like, you would respect him and you would stay inside. Like a fucking dog. And yeah, like humans and animals. I was saying this on my last stream before it got interrupted and I started over, but animals, I don't like relating human situations to like animals and inanimate objects and like, you know, things like that. I don't like making those connections. Like, for example, like comparing relationships to buying a new car or you know, shit like that. But I will say, when you look at training animals, like training dogs, like if you want to teach your dog how to sit, how to roll over, the only way you're going to teach that dog is through positive reinforcement. So training through a reward system, like with a treat. You know, put a treat in front of her, in front of the dog. My dog was a female, so I said her, Patch, rest in peace, Patch. So you put a treat, sit, roll over, you know, you give the dog the treat, and then it'll do it again. If you were instead to not have a treat and, you know, hit the dog or kick the dog every time you said sit, and the dog didn't sit, it didn't roll over, and you just kicked it and hit it every time until it would sit down and roll over, it's not going to do it. Dogs, animals, they do not train through consequences, punishments, and pain. They will, I mean, you can scare them, so they'll react to fear. Like, that's why they have like shock collars, because their instincts tell them like, oh, that hurt, don't do that. But that's not training. That's like getting an animal to have a fear-based reaction, but that's not like training. You know what I mean? I think you understand the difference. Like you can't train a dog to sit or obey with hitting or kicking. You have to teach it with a treat. You can prevent a dog from doing something it already does by, using pain and fear, because that's an instinct they will have to stop doing that. But that's something they already do. You can't teach it something new with the tactic of kicking a dog, or you need to use a positive reward system to teach a dog something new. So like I said, I don't like relating, making those relations between humans and animals, but I feel like relationships are like this. If you want to get a better result from your relationship, treating them like shit, giving them less, is probably not going to make that person act better, behave better for you. It's going to do the opposite. And like I said, it's not like this guy would know anyways, because he's never even had a long-term relationship. So how the fuck would he know? But I know from my personal experience and from talking to many others and hearing their personal experiences that if you want a relationship to, heal or make progress, get better, treating them badly and giving them less is not going to make them behave better or improve your relationship at all. It's going to do the exact opposite. I don't know why that's like not obvious. But yeah, so that's basically the baseline for this book that he wrote. I'm going to play a few more minutes of this and then I'm going to go to the interview.
Situation is quite different though. My situation is different because the type of person that I am, I'm very open, I'm very blunt, I'm very honest, right? When I start fucking with somebody, I need you to know exactly who I am, where I come from, and where I'm going. And I want to know all of that shit about you too. And I feel like the niggas that I fuck with respect that. There's only 2 of them, and they both know about each other. No one else is entering that circle. Nothing is coming out. At the end of the day, I respect them and they respect me. But the thing is, I don't associate myself with people who believe in shooting down women. It wasn't fun being a woman until recently. It wasn't fun. It wasn't fun being a woman until recently. And to be honest, I don't really agree with a lot of the things that feminists put out there, right? But at the end of the day, we wasn't really winning back then. So we deserve a little bit of glory. I agree. If you give them too much, some females take that inch for the mile, but it depends on your upbringing. Me, when I see you giving me less,
Totally
I look at you and
agree.
say, what's wrong, baby? You need some more nurturing? Let me take a titty out. It gets different,
Here's
right?
the thing. Women must invest first. The problem is that guys invest in girls first, and girls don't respect that, and they think that they're better than the guy. So what I'm saying, I'm not saying that you treat women like shit. What I am saying is that you need.
They think that they're better than the guy. The fact that he wrote a book giving relationship advice is just horrible. You shouldn't be going into a relationship thinking like, do you think you're better than me? Well, I know I'm better than you. Like, you guys can have your pros and cons and strengths and weaknesses and, balance each other out. But like, if you're making your relationship a competition, that's not a healthy relationship. Your relationship should be a teamwork, a partnership, a teamwork. You have each other's back. You support each other. You're not competing against each other. Why would you have a relationship if you're like competing? And I don't know why you would want to make your partner in your relationship like feel lesser or make them feel like they deserve less, so that to ensure that they'll treat you better, because they're just they're so desperate. That's kind of what I'm seeing. Like the relationship he's picturing is like he's in a relationship with a woman who's so desperate to be with him. So if she like starts misbehaving, he'll start treating her like shit so that she'll be like, "Oh no, he's treating me badly. I better act, I better start acting right so he'll treat me good again." I think that's like what he's getting at. Sorry. But I'm telling you right now, like that's not a healthy relationship. People do not listen to that advice. I'm telling you. All right, so let me see. Is there anything else? I think I'm gonna switch to the actual
To have the
interview.
girl invest in you first before you invest in her. The problem is that guys come in, I'll buy you a bag, I'll travel, take you here, take you there, and women don't respect you when you do that
I
shit.
agree with you.
So
I actually
that's why I
agree
say
with you
women
on
why
that.
women deserve less. So guys
not
need to
that.
stop simping.
So imagine a celebrity, right? That's fans. They'll
Yeah.
do whatever they can for the celebrity. He's like, all right, the person's a
Okay.
fan. That's it. Same thing with girls. You treat them like a celebrity, they'll treat you like a fan. So we're just saying, look, on some level, if she's into you, obviously you can do things for her. But if that is even on the table, then what's the point?
Yeah.
So-
To be honest though, here's the thing.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people, I'm Caribbean, so I was taught these morals from young, right?
Sorry, Twitch.
You
What?
What happened?
That's it.
Oh, all right, yeah, go, yeah, okay, yeah.
Who said it?
Yeah, keep going.
All right, here we go.
It's fine.
Fine.
Alrighty. There I got my cat here. She could see her. If I could pan the screen down. Say hi. Oh, she's gonna get mad. Say hi. She caught the mouse for me today. Good girl. Sorry, you can lay back down. Okay, so yeah, if I look like I'm like doing stuff, I'm just petting my cat next to me. Oh, she's moving anyways. Okay. So yeah, let's get into the main course, and that is this crazy ass interview. Like, it's really disturbing to be honest. So let's see. Okay. I'm gonna start from, I think it was like here.
Their priority.
Yeah,
That's scary, bro.
my
Yeah.
biggest thing is I tell guys all
Let's
the
go
time.
back. Okay.
I had this book when I was in my early 20s.
Yeah.
It would have saved me a lot.
Let's go
Instagram
here.
and social media takes off even more so. Girls are going to be even more selective. So a lot of guys don't stand a chance, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Which is what we're kind of bringing attention to let guys know, hey, if you want to be able to get the dating life that you want, you are going to have to work for it. The days of being a nice guy and making $50,000 a year and being average and everything and getting a dutiful girlfriend that's going to love you, respect you, and submit to you, those days are almost
It's
gone.
not enough.
Yeah, it's not enough.
So this is the book. Actually, I read this last night. It's good. It's just not like a massive book, but it's
Yeah.
got like the essentials in.
Yeah.
I highly recommend it. I actually wish I had this book when I was in my early 20s.
Yeah.
It would have saved me a lot of time, a lot of money, and probably quite a lot of heartbreak as well.
Yeah.
So we'll dive right into this. I want to know, first of all, what made you want to write this?
So from doing the podcast, we've interviewed now almost 2,000 girls on the show from different walks of life, from different states, different countries, different education levels. I know people say, you only bring dumb bimbos on. That's not true. Because if you watch the beginning of the show, we always go around the panel and ask the girls, what do you do for work? What's your highest education level completed, etc., to get an idea. And there sometimes we'll have like one girl on the panel that has a master's degree, another girl that does OnlyFans, another girl that does porn, another girl that works in the professional world. So people say, oh, you only have OnlyFans girls on, but that's not true. We bring all different types of girls on. But what I've found is that regardless of woman's education level, her back.
It's pretty much true. Like, I'd say it's like over 90% of OnlyFans models that come on their podcast, which I'm not judging. I do not care. But for them, the host, to say that the women who come on to their podcast basically makes up a accurate, complete representation of modern women, specifically modern, modern day westernized women, I guess. It's just not true. It's most of the women on the show, they're from Miami. They either were born there or they moved there. People tend to move there for a specific reason. Miami, attracts a certain type of person, partying, high life, usually you have lots of money, or you're like an Instagram model, or like we said, an OnlyFans girl, some kind of celebrity, or like you're like a groupie or like a rapper or something. There's a lot of celebrities and clubs, and like I said, I'm not judging at all. I'm just saying, for the host of the show to say that the women they do have on their podcasts, which tend to be like I would say 90%, if not more, of those types of girls I was just describing, the Miami girls, the party girls, the OnlyFans, Instagram models. That's not an accurate, complete representation of modern day women. It's a accurate representation probably of like that high life Instagram model life, those types of women, like Miami, the women in Miami, the women who come to Miami, but just because every now and then they have like a nurse on the show, or an accountant, or a or a YouTuber or something, but like it's not the majority. It's like maybe one or two of the girls that are on the podcast. So just know that. Just keep that in mind when they're talking about all these women that they interview, and that's where all their intel is coming from, are these women.
Background, etc., they still have a fairly unrealistic expectation of what they want in a man, and worse yet, they think they deserve and are entitled to that man without necessarily having to work on themselves. And I've realized this from regardless of the woman's background. So for me doing that, and then also looking at the data, right, the objective data as well as my anecdotal data from doing the show, because at this point I don't think anyone has interviewed more women than I have, right? It's very obvious that men really need to level up and focus on themselves, and then girls become the byproduct of the leveling up, versus guys, oh, let me do everything to get a girl, let me get a girl. And it's like they chase the women, they don't chase the success. And when you chase the women, what ends up happening is you have to work exponentially harder because you're dealing with someone that didn't like you in the first place. And I go into that in one of the chapters, how women really don't like men that much to begin with.
I like how
Most
you start this off. This book does not call for refusing to help your fellow human if it's a woman, nor does it call for refusing to work, interact, or socialize with women in society. It is to prevent you from wasting your resources on the unreciprocated romantic pursuit of women to the point it ruins your life.
Exactly.
I know a few guys right now, some of my friends, who are literally ruining their life in the pursuit of just trying to please a woman and make them happy and just making them their priority.
That's what I did when I was younger.
My biggest thing is I tell guys all the time, like, haha, why women deserve less. But in general, if you find a girl that's worth it, that's cool, she's loyal to you, she's submissive to you, she makes your life easier, she's an asset versus a liability, treat her well. I definitely think the man should be the provider. I believe in the nuclear family. I believe that a man should take care of his family and his children and be the main provider. And I genuinely think that the man should be the breadwinner, and the woman should work only if she chooses to. It should be elective for her. Mandatory for you as a man, elective for her. And I think that's when the dynamic is the best. But the problem is that most girls don't respect that, and most girls nowadays don't deserve that, to be honest with you. And my thing is, I want guys to protect themselves and their resources for the women that do deserve it versus the majority that don't.
Yeah. And you would say a lot of these issues and problems have come about over the past 10, 20 years, largely due to technology and
social media, bro.
Social media.
Yeah. Feminism started it, and social media is exacerbating the problem by definitely, because it's given women unrealistic expectations as to where they stand in the sexual marketplace. And what I mean by that is, let's say you take a girl that's a 6 or 7, right? That not the most attractive, but somewhat attractive, above average, right? That woman now has access to men that are exceptional, if not top tier. And thanks to Instagram and social media, the internet, dating apps, all this stuff, right? And what ends up happening is she might get a date with one of these guys. She might get flown out by one of these guys. She might even smash one of these guys. But the reality is that she's never going to be able to lock down one of these guys. And what I've come to realize from interviewing so many girls is they conflate sexual market value, them being attractive, with relationship market value, them being able to lock down a guy. And I'd argue most girls are good at this, being able to get a guy, but can they keep them? And most girls can't. That's why so many of them are single. That's why so many of them have, cats and dogs. And we have more single women now than ever before. So the problem is the guy's game is to attain the girl. The girl's game is, can you retain the guy after sex? And I'd argue most modern day women can't.
Yeah.
And the data shows that.
They don't really have anyone telling them how to do that.
Yeah.
Do you think they're better?
I'm sorry. I just think it's so hypocritical for these guys to be saying women's expectations are so high. These dudes literally, their expectations are a woman under 24. She, of course, has to be super hot. She has to be willing to give up her any passions or career, as well as any like girls' nights out, like going out with her friends without him. And remember, this isn't, an older woman. This is a woman under 24, sometimes under 21 years old. And you want her, you're expecting her to give up girls' nights out and going out. Oh my God, I have to let my cat out home once. Okay, so these guys' expectations. 1, she's under 24 years old, willing to give up going out with her friends, even like not to the club and stuff, just going out with the girls. She's giving up having friends, giving up any possibilities of pursuing her passion or career. Myron did just say that if she wants to work, it should be her choice. But he also contradicts that in other things that he says, because him, as well as the other red pill guys, I remember Donovan Sharp specifically saying this, that, if when you're dating a woman, when a woman's in a relationship, especially a wife, her only duties, like her whole life, is taking care of the children, the house, and the husband. She has no outside interests or hobbies that takes away from her, her job and purpose of taking care of the kids and her husband. Everything else is a waste of time and a waste of his money or whatever. So there's that possibility. So his other expectations are under 21, a virgin, or, some of the red pill guys will tolerate at least a low body count. So, I've heard some guys say no more than 1, no more than 2, maybe 3. Oh my God, 3 guys, 3 different men. What a slut. Okay, so yeah, so already those expectations are pretty fucking high. And of course this one, he expects her to he expects a woman to accept that men cheat. It's natural for men to cheat. And they don't refer to male cheating as cheating. They refer to men just having sex or exploring options, but it's not cheating. So she has to be accepting of him cheating, but zero tolerance of her cheating. She's kicked to the curb if she cheats at all, or even talks to a guy, even goes out with her girlfriends to lunch or whatever. So she has to be accepting of that. Again, she's under 24. She is giving up hanging out with her friends, giving up any passions or careers. Has to be accepting of him cheating. Has to be super hot. Traditional. She has to be submissive. Can't put up a fight or make a fuss at all, ever, ever. And I know Myron specifically advocates for this. Advocates. Shut up. Okay. You know what I mean? Sorry. Just told myself to shut up. Sorry, I'm tired, guys. I know Myron, the author of this book, the man who's talking right now, advocates for this. If a man is paying most of the bills, going to work, working most of the time, and his wife is staying at home with the kids, taking care of the house, he expects her to basically have sex on demand whenever he wants it, even if she's too tired or uncomfortable or doesn't feel like it. He expects her to, that's her job, to just kind of suck it up and do it, even if she doesn't want to. And if she doesn't, then that's she will understand that means he will go cheat on her because she's not giving it up. So these are these guys' sort of these are these guys' sort of expectations. You get something to drink. I know females have high expectations, but they say they don't ask for anything. They're like, guys don't ask for anything. We just want a sandwich. Just do the laundry and make me a sandwich. That's all. No, you guys are asking for a lot too. So I just wanted to point that out because I never hear people fucking say that. Or I never hear people bring that up. I guess, should I chill with the cursing? I don't know how YouTube works. Okay, here we go.
Better off getting advice
I'm gonna
on
get
that
something to
from
drink real
men
quick.
or from women.
I think so, because men are leaders, right? And what I've realized from
God.
girls, and we've even done this on the show, where I'll tell a girl an objective truth about what men find attractive and the chances of her finding that man. We have a delusion calculator. A supporter of ours made it, and it's literally based on the U.S. Census Bureau and a National Health Survey, right? So it has probably the most accurate data figure points as far as men in the United States. So we asked the girl, what height do you want him to be? How much do you want him to earn? Et cetera, et cetera. We go through it, right? Most of the girls pick a guy that's in the top 1%, if not less, when it comes to earning potential, height, not being obese, race, etc. And this guy is 1% of the population. So we tell him, listen, you probably have this amount of chances of finding this guy. Are you going to, lower your standards a bit? And they say no. And we tell them, well, you need to lower your standards or be okay with the fact that you're probably going to be this guy's second or third girlfriend and you might not be a main. And then, and we'll tell them this is the objective reality, what you're facing. And the other girls on.
Should we do my delusion calculator? Let's see. Oops. All right. Let's see here. No, let's do what? This way? This way? Okay, let's see. All right. Okay, exclude married. I'm 27, so let's do 25 up to 38. Any race is fine. Exclude obese. Sorry, bros. Sorry, fat bros out there. Minimum height. Oh, yeah, I'm pretty short, so I'm gonna say 5'6". And minimum income. Wow, 80K would be nice. 35K maybe. All right, let's see how delusional I am. I have a 13.8% chance. Two out of 5 down to earth. Yeah, I mean, those were my qualifiers. I said not married, at least 5'6", not obese, and makes $35,000 a year. So yeah, maybe the problem isn't women's delusion. Maybe it's like the problem, like the probability of like just not suitable guys. I mean, I don't know. So that must mean what? That's like 87% of guys are either married, shorter than 5'6", obese, or make less than $35,000 a year. I mean, I guess that makes sense. I don't know. All right, let's go back to the interview.
On the table, say, no, girl, it's okay, manifest it. So you watch it real time in 4K, them giving them terrible advice in the face of objective reality, the chance of finding this man. The screen's on there because we have a big screen and thing says less than 1%. And we have a cat bag calculator, says like 1 out of 5 cat bags. All these girls are scoring 5 cat bags, right? And
I don't get the cat bag part. Am I missing something?
This guy is rare, and if you do find him, he's going to want multiple women. No, I'm going to find my Prince Charming that's going to be monogamous to me, blah, blah, blah. And then the other girls actually encourage it. So what we've realized is women reinforce this delusion amongst each other, and single women keep each other single. They don't tell each other what they need to hear, which is why the father figure and, having a strong brother, uncles, and I think the father especially needs to be had, because your dad will tell you how the world really works versus women give each other fantasies.
I'm sorry. A father is supposed to tell his daughter to lower her standards and expectations. Most fathers, don't they have that thing where they're like they basically don't think any man would be good enough for his daughter. You know what I mean? Like she could bring home like the nicest, wealthiest, good-looking guy, and a father still would think that he's not good enough for his daughter. So it's just weird. It's like I just can't picture like a dad telling his daughter like, "Oh, you need to lower your standards. Start looking for shittier guys, or like poorer guys, or fatter guys, or someone you're aiming too high." Like I just can't see a dad like telling his daughter that. And what was the other thing I was gonna say? I keep forgetting. Yeah, maybe. Okay, so to respond to this comment, yeah, that's the father though. Maybe like a brother. Maybe a brother would be could help a sister be more realistic. Like, yo, sis, I'm an only child, so true, it could depend on the standard, because if she's going after like, these guys who have kind of like multiple women, and if the dad kind of knows how those types of like billionaires are and how they treat women, maybe he could help her be more realistic, or like just want something better. So I could kind of see it like that. But I don't know. I just thought that was kind of funny. Oh, this was the other thing I was gonna say. Also, like, I can see why having unrealistic expectations could be hurtful, but also like shouldn't I mean, we can still aim high, right? But I think it gets hurtful when we aim high and totally disregard, like just totally like not consider anything lower than like our maximum expectation. But I don't think it's like good to discourage women like go for the best. Try to get the best, but don't overlook the more average, you know, average dudes too. Um and honestly, I think it would help men if they started aiming higher. You know, it's I think guys have this like they need more qualifications for women. Like guys, they're like, "Oh, okay, she's young, she's hot, cool. That's all I need." I mean, I guess not all guys, but like I feel like there's certain guys, especially in this like red pill content creator community, where they keep complaining about how terrible women are. And it's like, okay, well, you're like 45 and you keep dating 19-year-old girls. You're wondering why they're uh making a fuss about going out with their girlfriends to the club. It's like, okay, she's not even 21 yet and you're telling her she has to stay home. Like, yeah, she's going to make a fuss about it. She's still mentally immature. She's doesn't want to get rid of her Instagram, whatever these guys ask for from women. But then they'll go for these young 20-year-old Instagram models and then complain about as if it's like all women are like that. And it's like the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over again. So it's like maybe if you start dating, a woman at least 21, and even that, like I seriously, like, I don't think people should be in serious relationships. I don't think they're mentally mature enough. Most people are not mentally mature enough for a serious relationship until at least 23, like maybe 22 if you're like got your shit together. But I think 23, 24 is more ideal time to start like being ready to start seriously considering like a real relationship. But these guys who are just like dating 20-year-olds and like asking like, God, why are women just so immature and why do they go out so much? And all right, what is this? What do you consider aiming high? For me personally, just like I guess just like someone who's really rich is kind of aiming high. Someone who's rich or like maybe kind of well known, like has a some kind of like personality, like a semi-famous person maybe. I guess that's kind of aiming high in my opinion. But I mean, me personally, I wouldn't really want to date a celebrity or someone famous. I just feel like that sounds like a lot of drama, just a lot going on. I don't really want what's all involved in all of that. But like if there is a cool, like maybe like a semi-famous person who was in like some underground like indie alternative rock band or something, but like if he went out in public, people didn't like recognize him except for his fans, but he still had a lot of money and he was kind of cool, like that's kind of like aiming high in my opinion. I guess, for me. I don't know. All right, let me continue.
Do you think in a woman's eyes that perfect man even exists? Because they're obviously looking for
Nope.
the man to have like all these characteristics where he's like over 6 foot, making a certain amount of money, looks a certain ways, charming, funny, status, whatever. But like you said, the harsh reality is those men are probably not going to be loyal.
Yeah.
Some of them might be.
Well, and it's the same thing for the types of girls that lots of these guys expect. They want a girl under 24. She needs to be beautiful. She needs to be basically a virgin or have like a low to next to none body count. And they expect, they expect her to be loyal. I guess like a virgin might have a good chance of being loyal. But if it's just like a hot Instagram model, like how are you going to expect her to be what you want?
Yeah. And I tell them all the time, can you find that man? Maybe he'll be loyal to you and be a Chad and tall and good looking and in shape. Maybe, but the chances are very unlikely. And you're better off going off of probability versus possibility. And women tend to err on the side of possibility and hoping versus the probability. Right. See, and I've realized that this kind of comes like men are forced to accept reality because if we don't perform, our reality reflects that. If you're a loser, you're fat, etc., people don't respect you, you don't get girls, you don't get dates, people make fun of you, you're ridiculed, you're bullied for it, which I think is actually good. You get negative reinforcement for your poor decisions. Women don't operate that way though. If a girl is mildly attractive, she could be delusional, stupid, not necessarily the most intelligent of person. She will still get positive reinforcement and told she's special, she's a princess, she deserves the world. All she has to do is go on Instagram and get that validation from a bunch of simps. And then on top of that, why does a girl feel like she needs to self-improve or become better if all she gets is positive reinforcement for her inadequacies? And that's kind of where we're at. So I think social media reinforces the delusion. I've seen girls, literally, because I like to go on the feminist Twitter sometimes to see the other side. And I've seen girls make Tinder accounts when they feel bad or after a breakup, just to get a bunch of guys to swipe right on them, feel better, and then they'll close it down. Like girls use dating apps for validation. I talk about that in the book too.
You put some stats in saying that it goes from them being on Tinder or whatever it might be to actually getting down to the point where there is a successful date. It's like 1% or less than that.
And girls go, and I think it's very important for men to understand that women use dating apps, right, and the internet to meet men much differently than men use it to meet women. Men use it, I want to get a date. Women use it, okay, I can get a date, I can go on a free dinner, I can get free attention, I can get a guy to send me money. So women are able to use male attention to their advantage. And if a man doesn't understand this, he can get finessed and really get used and abused. And a lot of guys don't know this uncomfortable truth that women will use you if you allow them to. So it's upon you to not get finessed.
What is your...
Hold on. I need to go back a few seconds.
To actually getting down to the point where there is a successful date, it's like 1% or less than that.
And girls go, and I think it's very important for men to understand that women use dating apps, right, and the internet to meet men much differently than men use it to meet women. Men use it, I want to get a date. Women use it, okay, I can get a date, I can go on a free dinner, I can get free attention, I can get a guy to send me money. So women are able to use men.
No. I'm doing the capping thing. Cap. He's he's got the baseball cap. That's a lie. Men, okay. Yeah. Guys just use dating apps for a date. That's it. They just want a date. They don't use dating apps for anything else except for a date. But women, they use dating apps for free dinners and free money and attention. Guys don't want anything else but a date. It's not like he would use a girl and lie to her to get anything else from her besides a date and just genuine connection. Come on. Guys use dating apps to use women for sex all the time. And I'm not denying that women don't use guys to get, free clothes or dinners or attention or whatever. But to to leave that part out, it's just like, I don't know. It's kind of funny. And then there's something else I wanted to touch on too. Women not holding each other accountable for like our appearances, basically just like always lifting each other up and not criticizing each other. I think this is from like, I feel like in our younger age, and maybe times are different now, but when I was in middle school and high school, like growing up as a girl, I definitely feel like the females, the high school girls, the middle school girls were way more judgmental and critical than the boys were, and even the boys were very critical of the girls too. If you weren't like back when I was in high school, we had to we didn't have to, but the thing was to have your hair like pinned straight, and it was like Hollister sweatshirts and like Abercrombie's. Like I didn't have this stuff. I did straighten my hair though, and I straightened it so much I like burnt the shit out of it. It was so bad. I finally got it to a point where like the past few years it's like growing back again, but like I wanted my hair to be so straight. I was so obsessed with it, and I was so insecure about my looks. So I feel like when women, when we start getting older, we're out of high school, we mature a little bit. I think women realize how hard we were on each other when we were younger. We all kind of went through that same experience where we were just hyper analyzing every little detail and flaw on our bodies. And, you would see these perfect looking girls on TV and on Instagram, on social media, and we were just so hyper focused on our looks. When we grew up, we realized how judgmental and mean we were on ourselves and to other girls. So I think now, like, especially like at a bar, anywhere where there's alcohol involved, the female restroom, I don't know if guys know this, they probably have heard of it. If you go into a female restroom and there's like anywhere where alcohol is involved, it's like compliment utopia. Like, oh girl, I love your hair, I love your shirt, oh you're so cute, oh, like, oh my god, I saw that guy, like fuck him, like you don't need that was so rude what he did to you. Like I don't know any of these. We don't know each other in the bathroom. It's just like you start talking and complimenting each other. And I just think like, when girls are younger, they're very competitive and they want to be better than each other because they're jealous. Right? I think we have like a natural jealousy. I think it's like, from society, like recent modern society. Girls grow up, especially with social media, we're jealous of each other, we're insecure about our looks, and it's rough. So when we grow up and mature, we're like healing from that, and we want to like support and love each other and build each other up. So I think that's where all of this like, body positivity and support women, helping women, and all of that is kind of like a result from that. I don't know if that's changing, but I mean, like, and some of it is very fake too, because some girls will purposely compliment another girl for something that she knows looks horrible. And she'll do this on purpose so that like the girl thinks it's cute or whatever, even though it actually looks terrible, and she'll like keep wearing it or, doing that look because someone complimented her. Or like it'll be like a sarcastic comment, so like you don't know how to respond because the girl who complimented you doesn't think it's cute. So it's like, how do you respond? There's little microaggressions like that. But where was he was saying, hold on, now I lost my track. I don't even think it's that important, but let me go back for like a second.
Can go on a free dinner. I can get girls go. And I think it's very important for men to understand that women
put some stats in saying that, that it goes from them being on Tinder or whatever it might be to actually getting down to the point where there is a
very important for men to understand, use it to meet women. Men use it,
sorry.
Close it down. Like girls use dating apps for validation. I think social media reinforces the delusion. I've seen girls, literally, because I like to go on the feminist Twitter sometimes to see the other side. And I've seen girls make Tinder accounts when they feel bad or after a breakup, just to get a bunch of guys to swipe right on them, feel better, and then they'll close it down. Like girls use dating apps for validation. I talk about that in the book too.
You put some stats in saying that it goes from
I had a friend who did that.
On Tinder or whatever it might be.
She
actually getting down
considered herself compliment
It's
sexual.
like 1% or less than that.
And girls go, and I think it's very
She just
important for men
wanted
to understand
compliments
that
and
women use
attention,
dating
like
apps, right? And the
guys
internet
to swoon over
to meet
her,
men
even if
much
she
differently than
she
men
wasn't
use it to meet
attracted to
women.
them or anything.
Men use it, I want to get a date. Women use it, okay, I can get a date, I can go on a free dinner, I can get free attention, I can get a guy to send me money. So women are able to use male attention to their advantage. And if a man doesn't understand this, he can get finessed and really get used and abused. And a lot of guys don't know this uncomfortable truth that women will use you if you
she's
allow
not getting it for
so
free.
it's upon you to not get finessed.
What is your
usually giving up something for it?
feedback been so far from releasing this book? I was just curious to know. I imagine a large percentage of the people who bought this have been men.
Yeah.
But has this ruffled some feathers?
Of course, yeah. I mean, we were on Mo Vlogs yesterday, and his sister didn't like the title.
But it's not, I don't think it's offensive though.
Yeah.
Like I think obviously there's some parts which are probably going to piss off some women, but I think it's a lot of it is harsh truth.
The problem is though, right? The book title itself is definitely controversial. But if you read the book, it's not that bad. It tells you why and breaks it down. However, what's going to happen? Most girls are not going to read the book. He said that. How dare him? Yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah, because we live in a world nowadays where, quite frankly, we're told to kiss women's asses regardless of how they behave. And my thing is, I want guys to treat women accordingly. If she treats you poorly, sure, feel free to treat her poorly back or not give her any of your attention. You know, my thing is all about reciprocation. And the reality is that most women don't reciprocate, right, to men. And I want guys that if you're not getting that reciprocation, if you're doing all this and she's doing nothing, fuck her, man. Kick her to the curb.
I just want to say, that's exactly where the original like feminism concept grew from. Women felt like they were, respecting their husbands, giving, doing everything that they asked, whatever, and he would not appreciate, what she was doing. He would belittle her, demean her, and just respect her, she was just, men back in the day didn't really think women, had equal mental capabilities or just things like that. And they would disrespect women. So I think women got to the point where they were like, okay, if you're going to treat me like this, why should I, reciprocate, or why should I give you my all? Like, fuck you. And that's kind of where feminism grew out of. And now I think we're getting to the point where there's still some like resentment and residual effects from those, days. And I think there's certain men who there are definitely certain females who are too far with the feminism, and they think all men are terrible. They hate all men. They disrespect men. That's horrible. I am not for that at all. I am totally against those women. I have to let my cat in a second. But I do think that there are some guys, and I think sometimes they're younger guys, like teenagers, late teens, early adult men. Oh God, let me let my cat in. Hold on. So they're trying to figure out how to be a man. You know, they're like 19 or something, 19, 20. They're trying to figure out how to be a man, how to come into their manhood, and they want to be respected, you know. And I think some guys feel entitled to this from women. They feel like because he's a man and she's a woman, he is entitled to have her respect and have her obedience just based on the biological aspects that he's a man, she's a woman. When in reality, respect is always earned, no matter who you are. And I think, because when you see a lot of these women talking on these panels, they consider themselves feminists, but then they also, so many of them, almost all of them, say, well, I'm traditional too. I have traditional traits. I cook, I clean, I want to be submissive. I want to take care of my man. I don't mind being a stay-at-home mom. I want to have kids, right? They like these women want to act in these traditional ways in order to kind of like show her man love and like respect. And so women are willing to do this. I think the problem is the way that role is treated in society, the way a traditional female role is looked at in society, not only by females, but by certain men too. It's treated as such a negative, small, demeaning role. It's not appreciated. It's not like degrading, but it's basically like minimizing, kind of like dehumanizing. And so if that's what men want from females, there are women who are willing to do it. But if they're not going to be appreciated, if they're not going to be appreciative of it, you know what I'm saying, appreciative of it, and they're going to belittle you and disrespect you and just, you know, not show, you know, not value what you do for him, then why would women act like that? Why a woman's not going to be submissive to you if you're not being appreciative of her submission? Like what's the point? So society's at this weird, like how Myron, he wants a traditional woman, but the way he describes these, you know, traditional roles is so negative and like that's not going to motivate a woman to want to do that for him, because he's making it sound so like it's disrespectful to make her to say, that's what I want you to do, but you know, this is what I think of the fact that you do it. I think that you're lower than me. I think you're dumber than me. I think you're lazier than me. I think you know, like have to do everything for me, and you can't have, you know, a life outside of basically me. But, you know, like where is the, just because he makes money, so I bring in the money, so, you know, that's what I expect. It's like, okay, well, that's why we have all these women out here saying, I don't need a man. I can make my own money now. So what I'm saying is, I think that women are willing to be submissive and traditional women if the role will be, more appreciated, have a more positive look, and not be treated as lesser than or insignificant or invaluable. And then women will want to do that for somebody. But if she's not feeling like she's important or respected or it means anything to anybody, like why would somebody want to do that?
You mentioned in the book, you say you must strike a balance that allows you to achieve your old contract desires while successfully navigate new contract realities.
Yes.
What does that mean?
So what in the book I talk about the old contract and a new contract. And in the old contract, it used to be, right, and this is the way the world has always worked, is men trade resources for sex, right, or sexual access, right? And then women, right, go ahead and give children if they want, right? But nowadays, it's
I mean, like, there's certain guys who claim, like Myron, I think, like, they say they want traditional women. They want women to act in these traditional roles. But then the way they speak about these women who do those roles and, like, the actual role, they don't seem very appreciative of it. And they seem like it's not a role they respect or value or, they say they want it, but they're basically saying, like, the role is lesser, lower, just it's not. I hope that makes sense. Like, they say that's something they want, but at the same time, they're basically saying, like, but your role is, that's what I want your role to be, but it doesn't mean anything. It's just a stupid, brainless monkey job, basically. Like, girls don't do anything. They're lazy. They're not intelligent. Men can do all this, but that's the role I want you to do. And that doesn't give a woman any purpose or value. Like, she's not going to want to do the traditional submissive role for a man that looks at it like that. Yes, this is for sure. And it's definitely in this manosphere feminism world. The most toxic people of both worlds are the ones getting the media attention and the, making the news. It's like for anything. The most extremist out of any group, political, religious, fandoms, anything, ideologies. The most extremists are the ones who make the news, and then they give the rest of the group a bad reputation, when really those extremists with the loudest voices making the news are such a small percentage of that actual group, like, who typically the rest of the group do not agree with the extremists. Like if you think of, like, ISIS, like, Muslim people do not, like, agree with ISIS. They do not, like, they don't consider them, like, true Muslims. Like, that is not how the Islam religion, like, really is. That is not a representation of Islam. That is an extremist group. Same with, like, extremist political parties. But they're the ones who make the news. And so, like, general society will get these, when they think of these terms, they, like, will associate the most extreme, like, subdivisions of these groups. And definitely, like, feminism and the manosphere world definitely has that, with these extreme feminists and then the, like, extreme red pill dudes. they're confusing. They're just confusing everybody, especially the young people. Dating is just so fucked up as it is. Like, that's what bothers me is the target the target audience for these red pill content creators are the younger, typically younger men who are so impressionable. They're at such an impressionable age. Lots of them probably come from single parent homes. They're looking for like a positive male masculine role model. Like they want to be taught how to become a man, like grow into their manhood. Like it's like a boy going through puberty. He wants to like be a man. He doesn't want to be a boy anymore. So they're like looking up to these guys. And I just think it's just going to put such a negative mindset like from the start on dating and females, and they're going to have this like already like a negative bias about females before they even really start dating them. It's just like tainted.
The new contract is, I don't need no man. I'm strong and independent. You know, all this feminist propaganda BS. But the thing is that what women do is they kind of negotiate in bad faith. So they take parts of the old contract that benefit them while simultaneously getting rid of the duties that came with that contract. And guys are stupid enough to not understand this. So in other words, women, so it used to be, right? And this is the way the world has always worked, is men trade resources for sex, right? Or sexual access, right? And then women, right, go ahead and give children if they want, right? Mm-hmm. But nowadays, it's the new contract is, I don't need no man. I'm strong and independent. You know, all this feminist propaganda BS. But the thing is that what women do is they kind of negotiate in bad faith. So they take parts of the old contract that benefit them while simultaneously getting rid of the duties that came with that contract. And guys are stupid enough to not understand this. So in other words, women expect you to be a traditional man and chivalrous at all times, while they can pick and choose when they want to be a lady. And that's not a good trade. Because if I'm going to be held to a standard, I'm supposed to protect and provide for you and be this dominant leader, well, I'm supposed to get some kind of authority with that because I'm responsible. But what women want is for you to have all the responsibility with zero authority. And Rollo Tomassi says it in the book, and I quote him as well, shout out to him, that authority without responsibility, responsibility without authority is slavery. And that's where a lot of guys are, where they're taking care of a girl. They might be simping. I'm sure you see it here in Dubai, where you got guys that have money that take care of these women, but they treat them like crap and they don't appreciate it. Now,
wait, I don't understand. So is he saying that women nowadays want to be independent, self-reliant, you know, bosses, or do they want to not have any responsibility and have a man fully take care of them? I thought like women were fighting for their careers and to make their own money, but then they're also at the same time they want, I don't know, I guess I can see how it goes both ways. I think the problem is that like as a woman, especially in today's society, like everything is different, everything's expensive. Most households need 2 incomes to get by. As a woman, like just, you know, try to put yourself in a woman's shoes. You're growing up. There's no guarantee that you're going to meet a guy to just take care of you forever. Like we have to be self-dependent and self-reliant. And I don't know why there's anything wrong with that. I think it goes too far when women just outright say, I don't need a man. Because, I mean, that's fine to need a man. And it's not even like needing a man. It's you're self-reliant, you're independent, but having a man would be a great attribute, would be amazing for your life. That's what you really want. And I think we can have both. Look at the definition of what? Can you tell me what definition you're talking about?
Definition of what?
Definition of what? Definition of what? Definition of what? Definition of what? Definition of what? Definition of what? Definition of what? Definition of what? Definition of what? Definition of what? Definition of what? Definition of what? Definition of what? Definition of what? Definition of what? Definition of what? Definition of what? Definition of what? Definition of what? Definition of what? Definition of what? Definition of what? Definition of what? Definition of what? Definition of what? Definition of what? Definition of what? Definition of what? Definition of what? Definition of what? Definition of what? Definition of what? Definition of what? Definition of what? Definition of what? Definition of what? Definition of what? Definition of what? Definition of what? Definition of what? Definition of what? Definition of what? Definition of what? Definition of what? Definition of what? Definition of what? Definition of what? Definition of what? Definition of what? Def
How's that all the time? No, of course. But, you know, I tell guys all the time, like having money and status isn't enough. You need to have other things in play too. You have to have your frame on point. You have to have game. You have to understand a lot of dabble in both contracts. They can pick and choose what they want. And I'm telling guys like, no, it's one or the other. You want to be strong and independent? Cool. You're only going to get sex and nothing else.
Yeah. Speaking of simps, you mentioned that there's an army of simps in today's society.
Yeah.
How the hell do we fix that problem?
Oh, muted. Whoops, my bad. Okay, let me see. Independent definition. Free from outside control, not depending on another's authority. Well, I mean, men depend on others' authorities too. So really nobody's independent because as a society, we all kind of depend on the, prior, all the prior constructions that have, societal constructions that we rely upon and live by. And I mean, we do depend on the authorities, I guess. We really don't have much of a choice. So, I mean, really nobody is independent. Humans in general really aren't independent. But when you talk about independent in like within the society, so like besides that, because everybody is dependent, on the human society system as it is. So if you look inside of that, within that system itself, we can be independent. Anyone can be independent. Self-sustaining, self-reliant, self-supporting, self-sufficient, self-standing, individualistic, self-contained, self-made, an independent person or body. So I'm an independent woman. Look, I think I get it. It sounds annoying. I'm an independent woman, but honestly, like, I think it's a good thing. Okay? I think it's good for females to be self-reliant, self-dependent. And a female can be independent, self-reliant, and also want a husband too. At the same time. So I think we need to find some kind of middle ground as a society because it's like this just tug of war. It's like nonsense.
Because I think this is why women's have such inflated egos and so much choice. They just get flattered every single day by all these offers which they're getting.
But at the same time, I don't want you to be a brokey that's attractive, that's in the gym and can't, maintain a girl long term. If you want, responsibility without authority is slavery, and that's where a lot of guys are. Taking care of a girl, they might be. Because if I'm gonna be held to a standard, I'm supposed to protect and provide for you and be this dominant leader.
Wait,
well,
why did I miss all of
authority
this?
with that
I don't
because I'm
remember
responsible.
any of this.
But
Hold
what
on.
women want is for you to have all the responsibility. They kind of negotiate in bad faith.
Okay.
So they
Let's start
take parts of the old contract that benefit them while simultaneously getting rid of the duties that came with that contract. And guys are stupid enough to not understand this. So in other words, women expect you to be a traditional man and chivalrous at all times, while they can pick and choose when they want to be a lady. And that's not a good trade. Because if I'm going to be held to a standard, I'm supposed to protect and provide for you and be this dominant leader. Well, I'm supposed to get some kind of authority with that because I'm responsible. But what women want is for you to have all the responsibility with zero authority. And Rollo Tomassi says it in the book, and I quote him as well, shout out to him, that authority without responsibility responsibility without authority is slavery. And that's where a lot of guys are, where they're taking care of a girl. They might be simping. I'm sure you see it here in Dubai, where you got guys that have money that take care of these women, but they treat them like crap and they don't appreciate it. Now, is that all the time? No, of course. But I tell guys all the time, like, having money and status isn't enough. You need to have other things in play too. You have to have your frame on point. You have to have game. You have to understand how women operate psychologically. It needs to be the full package. I never tell guys, oh yeah, just make money and you're going to get all the girls. No, you're going to become a rich simp and they're going to use you for that. So, but at the same time, I don't want you to be a brokey that's attractive, that's in the gym and can't, maintain a girl long-term if you want a serious relationship. So you got to strike a balance and have it all. But yeah, basically, girls dabble in both contracts and take and pick and choose what they want. And I'm telling guys, like, no, it's one or the other. You want to be strong and independent? Cool. You're only going to get sex and nothing else.
Yeah. Speaking of simps, you mentioned that there's an army of simps in today's society.
Yeah.
How the hell do we?
What? Damn it, I was muted. What? No, come on. That is so dramatic. That is so dramatic. Slavery. Now men are women's slaves. Are you serious? I seriously, like, this is the ironic part. I swear, these types of dudes, like Myron here, literally, they hate on feminists so hard, but they literally act exactly like the male version of modern day feminists. They act the exact same way. Like, seriously. Sometimes, like Myron has admitted he's never been in love. He's never been in a long-term relationship. So how can he even, like, contest to these, or like, testify, I can't think of the right word, testify to these, like, to this advice. He doesn't even know if it works because he's never had a long-term relationship. I honestly don't even think he's, like, attracted to women. I think he's just, like, asexual. He shows no interest in women at all. He has repeatedly mentioned he has multiple times brought up that female pleasure is irrelevant to him. He doesn't care about female orgasms. He just doesn't seem like he likes women at all. He really seems like they're just a total nuisance to him. I really don't think he wants women in his. I really don't know. I just think he's doing this for money. Like, I think he believes what he says, but I don't think he's interested in dating or finding a wife. I think he's just giving this dating advice because he's making bank with it. But this is just crazy to me. It's just so hypocritical, in my opinion. Wow, I have, like,
Rich
not
simp and they're gonna
gotten
use
through
you
any
for
of
that.
this.
So, but at the same time, I
Just
don't want you
speed
to
this
be a brokey that's attractive, that's in the gym and can't, maintain a girl long term if you want a serious relationship. So you got to strike a balance and have it all. But yeah, basically, girls dabble in both contracts and take and pick and choose what they want. And I'm telling guys, like, no, it's one or the other. You want to be strong and independent? Cool. You're only going to.
Oh, that was the other thing I was going to say. Also, like, these guys, they're not traditional. A lot of these red pill dudes say, like, oh, I'm a traditional man. I'm a traditional man. Traditional men don't cheat. Traditional men don't sleep with 100 hoes. That's not what traditional men do. Like, Myron always said, I'm a traditional man. I'm a traditional man. No, you are not a traditional man at all. Traditional men do not have a body count of 100 hoes. Like they're not cheating on their wife with multiple women. They're going to church on Sunday. They're going to work. They're certainly not leaving their kids. They're being a father, you know, they're taking their kid out and playing baseball with him and you know, letting his wife like tie his tie in the morning and shit like that. But like these guys are not traditional men at all. Just because they have jobs, just because they have high paying jobs does not automatically deem them a traditional man. It's just hypocritical.
I guess sex and nothing else.
Yeah. Speaking of simps, you mentioned that there's an army of simps in today's society.
Yeah.
How the hell do we fix that problem? Because I think this is why women have such inflated egos and so much choice. They just
Yeah.
get flattered every single day by all these offers which they're getting. And the majority of these people are men who are just simping.
Yeah, dude.
So what I've noticed is, like, if you try and tell a simp to stop being a simp, he's not going to listen because they're not thinking properly.
Mhm.
Like, even back in the day when I was in my early 20s, like, I'm not going to lie, like I had some
We all
I had
simp,
some
bro.
simp days.
We've all been there, bro.
I've said before, we all have. Like, I think that's why it's so important, because you have to be there to know what it feels like,
Yeah.
so you can be able to properly
Oh,
dispense
you
advice
can't
to
even
someone
see
that
the
is there.
fucking thing. I'm
But the
sorry.
problem is this. Let's be honest here. We know men are hard-hearted. They got to take the L for them to finally come to realization, like, what was I doing?
Mhm.
You know, because every guy has this kind of ego thing where they think, no, my methodology of getting girls is the best. Whether they're paying for escorts, they're tricking on OnlyFans, or whatever it is, they think this is the best way to do it because they're
My
so ego
method
invested
is
and
the
they spend their
best.
time, their
Just
money,
pay
their
for
resources, whatever it may be,
escorts.
into
the
pursuing
best
women in
method.
that avenue. It's not until they take a massive L and they get some serious heartbreak that they come to this side of the internet and realize, wow, everything I've been told is a lie. Because we tell men all the time to prop women up, pedestalize them. That's how you get them, be a nice guy. And those days are done. They used to work maybe 50, 60 years ago, right? When being a gentleman would work. But nowadays you have to pick and choose which girls to be a gentleman with. But like,
Dude, but that happens to girls too. They grow up. I mean, literally growing up as a little girl, every Disney movie, every kids movie, every teacher, like your whole life was like, you're going to grow up and be a wife and a mom one day and meet your Prince Charming and everything's going to be perfect. Like, that's what they fill with our heads. And like, as a girl growing up, your whole life is like, I can't wait to find the perfect one for me. I'm going to find my soulmate. Are you the one? Like, and it's like this false, just this whole false, like, idea that we're gonna find this like perfect guy and fall happily in love and have this like fairy tale romance, and it's fucking nonsense. Like, girls are total simps too. Like, it's just it's how it is.
like simping,
Yeah.
bro, it's only going to get worse, I think.
Because usually, right, what happens is a guy will find a girl, that's hot to him, attractive, and he'll put all his effort behind her.
The difference is guys simp over sex. Girls simp over like marriage and relationships and shit.
Pick her up, put her on a pedestal, give us all to her, right? She might like that at the beginning, but she gets bored, you know, they get married, have kids, whatever. She's like, you know what? This guy is boring. I'm tired of him. I'm going to leave.
Mhm.
And she divorces him, takes half his stuff, moves on. The guy is left for nothing now, and half his money, if at all. He's like, damn, what do I do? He's like, you know what? I need answers. Goes online, go to YouTube, find our content, roll up to Masi, and then
Well, apparently the reasons guys don't leave is because they just cheat instead. They'll just stay with the girl and just cheat instead of actually leaving.
damn, here's where I messed up. But most guys are like, you know what? Until that point, they don't ever look for answers. So that's the thing that happens all the time.
Mm.
So it's
Yeah,
part of
but
life.
as far as like simping, dude, I honestly predict that it's going to get
Worse.
before it gets better.
Yeah.
Like, it's great because this type of content, right? Like, Andrew's done a fantastic job of like letting guys understand that, you know, you do have value as a man, you just need to work and earn it.
Yeah.
And then women will respect you for it. But it's still a minority. Like, most guys are simps. It's just crazy. You know, a lot of guys are in a sexless relationship, sexless marriage. They're with a girl that doesn't respect them. They're with a girl that likes to go to the club and, you know, have a bunch of guys DM them and get attention. And, you know, once guys wake up and realize like this is unacceptable behavior on a worldwide scale, then women will start to act right. But
Again, stop dating 20-year-olds, maybe 20-year-old Instagram models, and maybe that'll change.
you know, women aren't going to change until guys become better and let girls know that this is acceptable behavior.
I look at it as like a religion, right? So, for example, let's say I'm Christian. I want you to be Christian. If I just tell you, oh, come to my church, read the Bible, you're like, bro, for what? However, if you come across a problem and have a solution, but live my lifestyle, you're like, damn, he lives good, he's happy, why am I not happy? You know what? Yo, Mike, how do you do what you do? Hey, man, if you want, come to church with me. Same thing with simping. You know what? I'm simping right now, but I'm losing money. I feel bad. I don't feel good. You know, Mike has a good lifestyle. He has girls around him all the time. You know what, Mike, how do I get help from you? So they ask you, and that's what you give it to him. But you can't help somebody that doesn't want to be helped. So
I think for me personally, I learned my biggest lessons from
What?
just getting heartbroken.
I didn't get that.
And going through the experience of being a simp and then literally being treated like trash and then realizing, oh, okay, I understand what mistakes which I made. So I mean, people can try as much as possible to try and learn from the mistakes that other people have made, but I think nothing is more hard hitting than actually experiencing it yourself.
Yeah.
But women are fantastic creatures in the fact that they operate on respect. And what I mean by that is a woman can't love you truly and you can't get the best out of a woman with her love unless she really respects you. And the problem that guys don't understand is that respect is earned through a bunch of different avenues, right? You got to have your physicality on point. She needs to know that you can actually protect her. You're stronger than her. You need to be competent. You need to know more than she does. You need to be smarter than her in almost every regard. You need to make more money than her. Like, women don't look for an equal, even though mainstream society says, oh, I want an equal partnership. No, you don't. You want a man superior to in every single way. If you look at 50 Shades of Grey, which is one of the most popular books, women want a guy that's better than them in every regard, every metric. So what I'm telling guys is become that guy, and then right? Because
Oh my God. No wonder he has the opinion of women that he does. He's basing, I've never read 50 Shades of Grey, or I don't know if it's a movie, but I think it's about some like guy who has BDSM sex or something. Myron just thinks, because I hear him talk about 50 Shades of Grey all the time. So he's just like, oh yeah, this is what all girls are like. They're just like 50 Shades of Grey girls. Like, I just don't understand. Like, he's complaining about the exact women that he literally surrounds himself with. Get out of fucking Miami. Stop dating 20-year-olds in Miami that are Instagram models. And maybe like you'll meet a girl who, you know, will have no problem not going out to the club. And then oh shit, I keep forgetting what I'm gonna say.
you've created excellence, competent, you need to know. As a woman can't love you truly and you can't get the best out of a woman with her love unless she really respects you. And the problem that guys don't understand is that
Oh shit, whoops, I am gonna do that. Hold on. Let's go here. I have it on like a fast
that might be cute to me.
speed.
Bam, that's when they turn around and they say, I need to readjust my behavior, because women rarely ever get put in an uncomfortable position like that where they can be replaced. Most guys are, the girl will do some fucked up shit and he'll sit there, please take me back. And he didn't even do nothing. It was
Let's see.
quiet. She's docile. She doesn't have that big of an internet profile unless the guy wants her to.
Hard place. If you can't do those two things, just kind of like, yo, what's up with you? So
yeah. So and people, you know, and I agree with Andrew on this all as well, because, you know, he's always been big on like having multiple girls and everything. But I've noticed I get the best treatment from women when they know that I have another girl and they can be replaced at any time. Because what happens is, this is human,
help from you. So they ask you, and that's what you give it to them. But you can't help somebody that doesn't want to be helped. So
I think for me personally, I learned my biggest lessons from just getting
this is where we were.
and going through the experience of being a simp and then literally being treated like trash and then realizing, oh, okay, I understand what mistakes which I made. So I mean, people can try as much as possible to try and learn from the mistakes that other people have made, but I think nothing is more hard hitting than actually experiencing it yourself.
But women are fantastic creatures in the fact that they operate on respect. And what I mean by that is a woman can't love you truly and you can't get the best out of a woman with her love unless she really respects you. And the problem that guys don't understand is that respect is earned through a bunch of different avenues, right? You got to have your physicality on point. She needs to know that you can actually protect her. You're stronger than her. You need to be competent. You need to know more than she does. You need to be smarter than her in almost every regard. You need to make more money than her. Like, women don't look for an equal, even though mainstream society says, oh, I want an equal partnership. No, you don't. You want a man superior to in every single way. If you look at 50 Shades of Grey, which is one of the most popular books, women want a guy that's better than them in every regard, every metric. So what I'm telling guys is become that guy into your life and demand.
How does he know what women want if he's never even had a long-term fucking relationship?
To get the most attractive girls, because they have a bunch of people that want to get them, and for you to be able to command that respect from them, You need to be on point first. Women look for leaders, but the big thing is you need to be able to lead by example. And for her to respect you, she has to feel like she can submit.
Dude, we clearly don't look for leaders. Like, we're all out here like, we're independent. Blah, 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 blah. I don't think we're looking for leaders.
It's you and you're the leader. But the problem is that guys want girls that are going to be submissive, but they don't have their life together.
Now they may still test you even though you're a high value guy, but at the same time, they'll listen because they respect you. So it comes with the you know that type of like setup. But like regardless of the fact, if you're that guy that she wants to be with, you tell her, hey, you know what, I don't like that. You know what, this man's my dream man. I'm gonna listen to what he has to say.
And that comes back, and I say all that to bring it full circle to the simping. The reason why a girl can't respect the simp is because the simp pedestalizes her. And women know that they need a man who's superior to them. If you're simping on her and pedestalizing her, she automatically infers that she's better than you. And I tell guys, you know, all the feminists can get mad at me, whatever.
Oh my God.
You got to be better than your girl in every regard. You have to be superior to her. And not only that, you need to have other women. Oh my God, that's so controversial. No, because women only act right when they know they can be replaced.
Here's 2 ways you can know if someone's
How the fuck would he even know if he's never even been in love or had a long-term relationship? This is the problem. People looking for relationships, the way he's describing relationships, it is totally all for superficial reasons. It's all surrounded by money, materialism, status, lifestyle. Like I said, superficial, just not an actual like life partner, you know, just support, family, connection, chemistry. Oh, how about this one? Love. Whoa. I've never heard people talk about love when they talk about relationships. I mean, what does that mean? That's crazy. Like, literally, I've watched so much of this content and I never hear the word love, ever. These people are looking for relationships as, like, these types of people see relationships as a, just like a stepping stool, just some type of asset, just like a way, like, how can I use you in my life? I'm not saying they're like purposely using them, but like they don't see relationships as like a personal connection that will, you know, someone that will be there for you, has your back, that, you know, loves you, you love them, you enjoy being around them, they calm your anxiety, they're your rock, they're your comfort. You know, at the end of a shitty day, like, you know that you have each other to go to, like you enjoy each other's company and you live life together. You just get through the shit show of life together. And like, I just never hear those types of things talked about. It's always like, what can this person give me? What can I give them? What do they give me? What can they do for me? Like, are they gonna, like, it's like so superficial. And that's not going to, that's not the recipe for a healthy, successful relationship, in my opinion. That is the recipe for a toxic and inevitably ending relationship. Oh, here's a good way to put it. A toxic relationship that has an expiration date on it. Boom.
real simp. For example, this is what we've seen over a period of time is they can't say no to the girl and they can't walk away. Those 2 things are hard plays. If you can't do those 2 things, just kind of like, yo, what's up with you? So
yeah. So I and people, you know, and I agree with Andrew on this as well, because, you know, he's always been big on like having multiple girls and everything. But I've noticed I get the best treatment from women when they know that I have another girl and they can be replaced at any time. Because what happens, and this is human nature in general, whenever you start to get comfortable, you start to slack off a bit, like I got my position, I'm locked in, etc. Like with girls, you need another woman there to keep the other girl on her toes. Because when a girl,
I don't care what you guys fucking say, that's abusive. That is emotional abuse. That's not someone you love. You don't fucking do that to somebody that you love. Keep them on their toes, you know, make them anxious, make them fear that you're going to leave them. You know, make sure that they like you better than you like them. That is fucking emotional abuse. Myron has no feelings for women. I don't think he's ever, maybe he had like a really bad heartbreak when he was little that he just like completely shut down ever having feelings for a woman ever again, because this shit, he is so intense about this shit. And he talks about dating and women all the time, but never shows any type of desire for them. It's just like he talks about us like we're such a nuisance and a hassle. Like, why don't you just fucking jerk off, keep your money, and shut up about it if we're that big of a problem to you?
Girl starts getting comfortable, that's a lot of time when disrespect happens. I tell guys all the time, listen to the song Future, bitch, don't get too comfortable.
God forbid you're you're in a relationship and your partner starts feeling comfortable with you. That's a red flag. If you're comfortable with your boyfriend or your girlfriend's comfortable around you, red flag. I can't believe this is like actual fucking dating advice. This is taking forever to get through this video, so I'm gonna like kind of skip through it, and then I want to go through a couple reviews of his book, and then I'm gonna end the stream.
It's like a funny, catchy line, but drill it into guys' heads that when a woman gets comfortable, that's when the disrespect comes. That's when she does wants to maybe go out with the girls, or she wants to dress more provocatively when she's not around you. She wants to put pictures of her ass all over the place. She's starting to subtly screen for a better guy than you. And see, if a man isn't aware of this, he's not going to know, because a lot of guys think men and women are equal. So unless she's at the mall cold approaching guys, they're going to assume, oh no, she's still loyal to me. No, dummy. Like, girls move differently when they're looking for a mate. They can't overtly go ahead and go up to a guy and be like, you're handsome, I'd love to talk to you. No, most of the time they do it covertly, whether it's them going to the club with their friends or the guys under the guise of a girls' night out, or it's them being on Instagram.
Does Myron have like a cocaine problem or something? To be fair, I do have it on like 1.25 speed, but like he sounds like a fucking psycho. Like, dude, calm down. You need to you want to relax for a minute? Like, it's not all that fucking stressful. Like, geez. Damn. Stressing me out. Like Fresh is like I think this is Fresh, right? The dude on the left. He's like barely said anything. I don't always agree with Fresh either, but I think he's the lesser of two evils, and I think Myron is a bad influence on him. And I think sometimes he is like, damn, like that's kind of shitty, Myron, but he can't say anything because he's making bank off of this. He can't turn his back on it now.
They pitch themselves, DMing, whatever it may be. Like, girls are much sneakier when it comes to infidelity and doing things, but you might not even catch it as a guy. And actually, as a matter of fact, the way a woman treats her guy in public, or the way she puts herself out to the public, right, tells you a lot about the man's masculinity. Typically, when the girl really respects her man, you see that she's quiet, she's docile, she doesn't have that big of an internet profile unless the guy wants her to. Everything she does is typically under his authority. But when she doesn't care, she talks to him any which way, blah, blah, blah. And that's when you know the guy is messed up. A woman is typically a mirror image of her man's masculinity.
Yeah. The public disrespect is the worst thing.
Yeah. It's bad. And the crazy part is, like, women don't want to be with a guy that they can disrespect like that. They want a guy, as controversial as this may sound, they want a guy that can look them dead in the eye and say, shut the fuck up. Who are you talking to? Get out my house. And I've done that to girls, and they come back different. Like,
let him fucking talk, yo. Let Fresh fucking talk.
Or I've had it before where, she'll act crazy. I'm like, get out of my house. I'll call another chick right in front of her.
He's so self-centered. He doesn't even realize.
So bad. But that's what you have to do with women a lot of times, because we live in this crazy gynocentric society where women think it's acceptable to disrespect men openly sometimes. And you have to constantly let them know, punish bad behavior. That's why we got viral the first time. You got to frank out to these hoes sometimes. You got to let them know this wasn't acceptable. Obviously, you never do it physically. Of course it's not. You do it through your actions of replacing her. The only power you have as a man in 2023 and beyond is you got to be able to walk away from a girl if she disrespects you. And that's when she realizes, damn, this guy really will walk away from me and get another girl at that might be cuter than me. Bam. That's when they turn around and they say, I need to readjust my behavior. Because women rarely ever get put in an uncomfortable position like that where they can be replaced. Most guys the girl will do some fucked up shit and he'll sit there, please take me back. And he didn't even do nothing. It was her. But she'll go ahead and gaslight and make him feel bad. And you can't play that game. It's like, oh, you want to be like that? Cool. Get the fuck out of my house. and that's what I'm gonna act right.
Gotta walk away.
Do you like being in a relationship with a woman who is going to call you out on some of your bullshit sometimes and challenge you, or do you prefer to be with a woman who is going to be more submissive and will just say yes to everything?
She must be submissive because the world already challenges me. I don't need my girl to do that. Like if you know, because the thing is, I never put unreasonable expectations on any of my girls. Typically it's, hey, can you do this for me? It's small stuff, right? I need you to help me maybe with my business, clean the apartment up, whatever. It's nothing. It's never anything hard. So if they give me any back talk or give me a hard time, blah, blah, blah about that, I know, okay, it depends. If she's just a chick that I'm just like smashing, I don't care. Who cares? But if it's like a main chick, whatever, they know better. They already get stuff situated, whatever. If my friends come by, they serve them, like all this stuff. And I think that's very important because you want your girl to be an asset. And when she goes out, she represents you. So I can't have her going out.
That's not the fuck what he's talking about. Like the interview host asked, like, do you want, a girl to challenge you sometimes, as in like, have intellectual, not like argue and be like fighting with you all the time. He means like intellectually challenge you, like in a good way. Or I'll be calling Myron out right now. Sorry if I am going in and out, my internet's spotty. But dude, I think this guy's like literally losing his fucking mind. This is crazy.
Acting crazy because that embarrasses me. So, but no, as far as like her trying to challenge me or whatever, like no woman's gonna challenge me because the world are
literally everything, every single thing he describes about what he wants in a woman is embarrassing for her. Like his ideal way for a woman to show him disrespect is for a woman to completely disrespect herself. I mean, respect. So in order for him to feel like a woman is fully respecting him, she needs to like fully disrespect herself. That's how, she only shows him respect by fully disrespecting herself, basically.
already challenges me. I challenge myself. I don't need a woman to do that. That's not her job. My job as the man is to be the masculine authority and going out there and becoming better, etc. I'm already self-motivated. I don't need her to come.
No. I'm sorry. I don't know. Maybe like I just look at relationships differently, but I don't think, and I don't think I think a lot of other women agree with me. When we are looking for relationships, we're not looking for a fucking authority. You can be masculine all you want. Be a fucking manly ass masculine man. That's hot, okay? Great. But I don't need a fucking authoritative leader. Like, sure, you can lead, take lead sometimes, a lot of the time, most of the time, whatever. Like, I'll let you be the man. You can, wear the pants and be assertive, whatever. But like, I don't need, I'm not looking for an authority in a relationship. Like, I just think it's just so skewed. And I think that's where all this like backlash from feminism is coming from, is behavior like this, is like telling women like, I'm your superior, I'm your authority, you're my responsibility. Like, that's not what we want. So if you're gonna act like that, guess what we're gonna act like? Independent women, strong independent women. And then you can be your authority over your own dick. There you go.
Matter of fact, if a woman motivates you, you fucked up. Like, no woman should ever be coming, because women are inherently lazy.
You want a woman to support you, though.
Support me to become better.
Yeah.
But she's never going to be like my motivation. Like, oh, I need motivation for my girl. Like, I already lost it. That's the point. Yeah. And the reason why, controversial take, women are inherently lazy. I talk about this in the book. Like, all human beings are lazy, but women have a higher proclivity to be lazy. What I mean by that is lazy when it comes to creating resources, right? Women are here to create children, not create excess resources. The man's job is to create excess resources for family. That's why when a man makes money, he says, oh, wow, this is awesome. Like, a family can be dependent upon me. That's why we go out.
Well, his opinions clearly held no weight anymore, because he's just like, he just thinks, he's not thinking logically, he's thinking emotionally. Like, this is not logical thinking. This is him thinking with his own personal feelings and desires and emotions. You know, this is what he wants. He wants to feel strong and powerful, and you know, he wants to be fulfilled with status and pride, and those are his feelings talking. Well, this is not logic. This is all feeling right here, and you can feel it. You can feel his emotion. He is like, very emotional right now. The way he's talking, because he's a man, it doesn't, you know, his voice, what's the word? Cadence, his cadence and stuff. The way men talk, like, we won't perceive that as like emotional, you know, because he's not talking like a woman, like when she's like all dramatic like that. People perceive that cadence as emotional. So because he's talking so like very monotone and stuff, people wouldn't pick this up as emotional. But if you really actually think about it and analyze it, he is this way of thinking and how what he's talking about. This is very emotional. You can tell. And it's not logical. It really isn't. What he's saying, it doesn't make sense. All right, so let me see.
And build and create the beautiful world that we have now. Women, on the other hand, when they make money, what do they say? I'm independent of who? A man. So they don't want to create excess resources. They do it because they have to a lot of the times. And if you look at every metric, men dominate all the work fields that make the most money, that are hard labor, that are difficult to do, that are based in science, engineering, technology, and math. Whereas women dominate all the fields that are more, human, like people to people type context stuff, like sociology, hairdresser, etc.
Yeah, there's a reason for that, buddy. All right, I'm not getting into all of that. I'm gonna, let's see, skip through here a little bit and then get to the reviews.
And then that's when it really hits home.
I haven't seen all this,
right?
but I'm just
Western
gonna
women, a lot of
skip
time,
through and
they'll
see
go to
what
college,
happens.
right? They'll wear a suit and dress, conservatively for a job.
Oh, I
right?
do
They'll go to
remember
that
this
job.
part.
They'll serve.
Let's see. Actually, I'm gonna go back.
Yeah,
I met some cool American girls, but a lot of them, particularly the younger generation, like they've been brought up with all the wrong morals.
we were just talking about that earlier.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So yeah, man. So basically, you gotta train your girl nowadays, bro, especially in America. And more often than not, she comes with a lot of baggage in terms of like TikTok videos, what she's been hearing from her friends, they're slutty as hell. And it's kind of like, you just find a girl like that.
Oh, my camera just
go back in
died.
time and say, you know what?
No more
All
camera.
right, these past couple 18, 20 years, you've been brainwashed to believe this bullshit. So now to say, you know what? Cool. As a man, take my time and energy to train you in the more, I want to say, traditional ways. And it could be easy, it could be hard. But my thing is like, having to train somebody to actually be a woman is crazy, bro. And American women, bro, are notorious for being like legit. I don't want to say the word. Hard work and hoes.
I'll say this because like when we say that, right, girls get so triggered when we're on the podcast. We're like, yeah, you got to train.
See, like, did you see it? Like, Fresh, like, he feels bad, like, calling women that. He's like, I don't want to say it. Like, he's like saying, like, American girls can really be hoes. And he felt bad saying that. I really think that, like, he does have that traditional, like, I'm the man, I'm, in charge and stuff. I think that has to do a lot with him being raised in Barbados. But I think he has like a better heart, honestly. Like, you can tell, like, you've heard when he talks, I've heard him mention many times, like, he said he's been in love, he's been married. I think he's been hurt by women, which is also contributes to his current viewpoints, extreme viewpoints. But when he like talks about women, he actually sounds like he actually likes girls and he like enjoys being with them. And he's talked about like when Myron was saying that female orgasms are irrelevant, Fresh disagreed with that point. Like he just seems more I don't know, like actually caring of women and like actually wanting to, I don't know, just a little, just more compromise. You know what I mean? Like he understands that if he wants a woman, he has to make her feel good too. You don't have to fucking like simp for her or whatever, but like you can't just be a fucking brick wall. I don't know. I don't know. That was just kind of cute how he was like, I don't want to say it. Like he didn't want to call girls hoes, like because it's disrespectful. Like he actually cares. I'm gonna rewind that. Put it in regular. Oh, poor Fresh. I feel like he really is looking for love. But I just don't get it. Like, he really thinks it's okay to cheat on like a woman though? Like, if he really finds a woman where it's like, yo, she's my shit, yo, like, is he really gonna cheat on her? Like, come on. You guys are better than that.
Train women, and
You can do
they're
it.
like, oh,
Easy, bro. And it'd be hard. But my thing is like having to train somebody to actually be a woman is crazy, bro. And American women, bro, are notorious for being like legit. I don't want to say the word. Hard work and hoes.
I'll say this because like when we say that, right, girls get so triggered when we're on the podcast.
Hard work and hoes. He did say it, but I feel like he felt a little bad saying it. I don't know.
We're like, yeah, you got to train women, and they're like, oh my god. And then I'll say, okay, well, let me ask you a question. If you want to build the body of your dreams, where do you go? To the gym. What do you do there? Oh, I train. Okay. If you're competing for a sport, what do you do? Oh, I train. If you have a marathon you're going to prepare for, what do you do? Oh, you train. Oh, so you're telling me that you're willing to sit there and train to get a better body, to maybe train for a job, etc., but you won't train for your man? And
Yeah, like, because that's all like self-benefiting. You're training your body. That's your own body. You're training for work. That's a way to literally survive. Like to pay for things so that you can survive. Training for a man, like that's, I don't know, like you learn each other. You learn how to be good for each other, compromise and shit, but like you don't train for another person. Like you're not going to train somebody. They either are going to be, you know, they're either going to be a good person in the relationship or they're not. You're not going to turn somebody who's not going to be good for your relationship and train them to be good for your relationship. It's not going to happen. I can't believe this guy wrote a fucking book about dating advice. This is the worst fucking dating advice I've ever heard. Holy shit.
And then that's when it really hits home. A girl, right? Western women, a lot of time, they'll go to college, right? They'll wear, a suit and dress, conservatively for a job, right? They'll go to that job, they'll serve the boss, they'll do what they say, etc. Then come home to you and you'll say, "Can you make me a sandwich?" They'll say, "Do it yourself." And I think that's ludicrous because they will give their best years to a company that doesn't give a fuck about them over a man who will provide, protect, and provide and provision for her, right, and give her children. And that's the day and age that we're in now. So, what I would say is, right, because this part of the world is different because the women have a father. They come from a nuclear family.
Yeah.
They have some semblance of healthy masculinity. But in the United States, where we have
I have no problem making my boyfriend a sandwich. But if you're going to be a dick about it and be like, "Bitch, make me a sandwich," I'm not making you a fucking sandwich. That's what I'm talking about. It's like women are willing to be these traditional submissive partners, but like not if you're going to treat us like shit, not appreciate the role, belittle the role, and just basically like treat us like we're stupid and lazy. No, I'm not making you a fucking sandwich then. But like if you're if you're my boyfriend, I love you, you love me, You respect me, I respect you. We, you don't talk down to me, you don't look down on me. I will gladly make you a sandwich, and it will be the best fucking sandwich you've ever had.
Fatherless generation, right? You have a bunch of women that don't respect masculinity in general. Hell, most women, and I love to ask this question a lot of times on the podcast, do you think most women respect most men? And the answer is almost always no, they don't. And I think that's very scary because men built the world, but most women don't respect those very men. So what I
literally for like the majority of history, most men have never respected women at all. And a lot still don't. Okay. So that's the point. If you want women to respect men, don't disrespect us. We wouldn't have this like huge, nasty, evil, feminist backlash if it weren't for guys like Myron. He is the reason. Myron is the cause of Myron is the cause of extreme feminists. That's it. He caused feminism, like the bad feminism. So blame him. Blame that dude right there. Yep.
tell guys is, since women come with this poisonous mind, especially these Gen Zers, these younger women that grew up on iPads and TikTok and all this other stuff, like you have to almost deprogram the fuckery out of them and tell them this is how the world really works. No, you're not a princess. You're gonna follow me. This is how it is. I will treat you like a princess if it's earned, but I'm not gonna go ahead and treat you like a princess just because. You have to earn it.
No man is gonna want them
Oh, cool saying, bro.
in a relationship.
Yeah. You know, and you have to make them, you almost have to make them more ladylike and turn them into an asset, because most girls come in, right, in the United States especially, they come in and they think, what can I get out of this? What can this guy do for me versus what can I do for this man? They're extractors. And your job.
Again, those are the fucking girls that you're dating in Miami. And I guess you're a insane person because you apparently keep doing the same thing over and over and over again and expect different results.
Is the man is to bring that girl in, right? Turn her from an extractor, right, and a liability into an asset. Now, a lot of guys don't have this skill set, which is why I'm so big on, like, you have to get yourself to a certain point, because then you could demand that excellence from the girl back in reciprocation. But yeah, you definitely have to teach girls in the West how to be a good girlfriend for you, because a lot of them come with bad habits. They want to do girls' nights out. They want to dress like hoes. They want to act like hoes. They want to twerk in public. They want to have guy friends. They want to be able to do certain behaviors and actions that might put the relationship at risk. And your job as the man is to protect her from herself a lot of the times and not put herself in compromising situations that might hurt the relationship. But a lot of girls think that it's okay to behave in certain ways even when they have a man. And your job as the man is to let her know, no, this is not how it goes. Just like you want to work for that job and there's rules and regulations. Same here. You want a relationship with me, that comes with rules and regulations and boundaries. And your job as the man is to be able to enforce those boundaries. How do you enforce it? Never physically. Always, I will leave you. You will go back to the fucking streets. This is how it is.
Yeah, I think one of the problems is there's just a lack of good female.
Guess who's not going back to the streets? Independent woman. Yeah. That's the point, bro.
Role models.
That too.
Yeah, the music, what they see on TikTok. Yo, TikTok is poison, bro. I don't feel. You ever seen those reels go up and down? Like, for example, short video, girls talking about, oh yeah, men are this, men are that, and they believe that stuff, right? And what happens is it comes into their real life. So remember, I mentioned earlier in the show, right? It said most women don't know what men want. So their teacher is TikTok.
Cardi B,
all this music. Now here's the problem, right? If you're a guy of means, a guy of value, shit like that, you're never gonna take it serious. But once again, they don't know what men want. Oh, he's tall, successful, in the gym, good looking. I want him. But they don't want to keep men in the whole setup. So my thing is like, okay, at what point do they say, you know what? I'm feeling all the time. I'm just smashing these guys. Nothing's happening. But they don't really learn, bro, until it's too late and they're really old.
Here's the other interesting thing.
Isn't that kind of what you guys are doing? But like, you just don't care as much because men, you know, age better, I guess. Older guys aren't as condemned as older women, but like it's the same shit, bro.
Me too.
I feel like this interviewer is like, yo, dude, what did I get myself into? This Myron guy is fucking so crazy. I feel like he's looking at him like, dude, this guy's a piece of shit. I should punch him in the face right now. That's what the interviewer is thinking of Myron, I think. Look at that. Look at him looking at him.
The female role models in the West are very bad. You got
Cardi B.
They are. I'll agree with that. Female role models are very bad. So are the male role models. None of these like rappers on the radio or reality TV stars. None of this is good role models. Healthy, positive role models for anyone.
Cardi B, Kim Kardashian,
Meg Thee Stallion.
Meg Thee Stallion, City Girls, people like Lana Rhodes. These girls from like what's that podcast?
Emma Ratajkowski's doing her own podcast as well. I saw a few clips of that, and I was like, oh,
Call Her Daddy.
Yeah, Call Her Daddy. Yeah, that's the girl that did the thing with Mia Khalifa, right? If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, like
Billie Eilish is pretty cool. I feel like if I was younger, like if I was growing up, now I would like think Billie Eilish was cool.
you got all these girls, right, that are like telling women a bunch of bullshit, right? And here's the funny part. These girls, these strong, independent women, essentially become the man that they wanted in the first place.
Ooh.
They become a boss babe. They make this money. They become successful. They have, and what women don't understand is when you become a boss babe and you make money and you become successful, what ends up happening is you take on masculine tendencies. You take on masculine traits. And guess what happens when you meet a guy that's actually masculine that meets a masculine woman?
Clash.
Yeah, it's a clash. And not only that, a guy like me, if I meet a chick that's like a boss babe or whatever, I put her in the sex only category. And here's the scary part. She'll never know it. I'll fuck with her. I'll talk with her, blah, blah, blah. It is what it is. But a lot of times she doesn't know that she's been pretty much disqualified from being a serious girlfriend from the beginning because she has tendencies that aren't attractive to me. But the problem is that so many women think acting like a guy, chasing a career, being masculine, being dominant, being competitive. Let me challenge you. All this fuck shit is attractive. It's not.
Yeah.
And I tell girls all the time on the podcast, all right, so you think it's attractive for you to be a boss babe, blah, blah. Yeah, it is. Okay, well, you know what? How about this? How about on Saturday nights, I wear heels and I wear a dress. Would you go out with me? Ew, no. Fantastic. That's exactly how men feel when you talk about you being a boss babe and competitive. Oh my God.
My God, like how fucking angry he is. Dude, this is literally the most fucking nagging, annoying, bitching, emotional rant I've ever fucking heard. This is so, he's so in his feelings. Like it's like so personal. You can tell. I'm not even just saying that to like be spiteful. Like, it's like, to really just like how it's coming across. But the thing is, him wearing a dress and wearing heels. Okay, that is traditional like female attire, right? Going to work and having a job isn't like a masculine, like having a job does not equal like masculinity. Wearing high heels and a dress is definitely like feminine. This is the thing. Like these guys will call girls like, you're acting masculine. And it's like, having a job doesn't make me a man, but thanks.
No, it's not. It is the same because a masculine woman is just like a feminine man. But here's the craziness. Women expect you, right, to be masculine, right? And they can pick and choose when they want to be feminine. And you're supposed to accept them no matter what. But if I act feminine, right, maybe on a Saturday, they would never accept me. So what men want is considered discrimination. What women want is considered standards. If I say men don't like masculine women, oh, you're just insecure. No, it's annoying. Just like me wearing heels would be weird to you. Would I like look at?
No, the difference is that what you're considering masculine isn't even masculine. It's having a job. It's not a fucking gender trait. It's not like having a job is a biological masculine trait. Like, no. It's just having a fucking job. Wearing heels and a dress is feminine because those clothes were literally designed for female bodies to complement our bodies and I don't know, make us attractive to men. Complement our bodies in a way that attracts men, I guess. So like that's like naturally feminine. Having a job is literally just like making money so that you can live. That's not a man or a woman thing. And they say this a lot. They say this with like life experience and trauma. Like trauma isn't a masculine trait. You can say that trauma is more accepted for men. That doesn't mean that trauma equals masculinity. And that's why Myron is just, he's not making logical sense. He's in his feelings. This is all emotional. This is just an emotional rant. He's clearly upset. And that this is his entire life. He literally acts exactly like the, you know, miserable, always like the miserable, constantly like nagging, arguing feminist that he seems to always complain about. But like he literally is one. But for a man, but like a man.
The lunacy of like when you challenge female logic, it never makes sense. If I told a girl, okay, well, I want to wear makeup and heels on Saturday, right? And she said, ew, no, don't do that. Like I'd prefer if you when you wore your suit and your sports coat and went out. Like, and I said, oh no, that's because you're insecure. She would look at me like I'm crazy if I said that, right? Because what do you mean I'm insecure? You're insecure. She'd be like, what do you mean I'm insecure? No, you're just not acting like a man. Okay, so how am I insecure for saying like I don't want you acting like a dude and being all masculine? Oh no, you're insecure. No, it's annoying.
Because having a job isn't acting like a dude, you idiot.
Just like you'd be annoyed by me dressing like a girl. But when you put female logic to the test like that, it never works. And that's when
Good fucking try. Oh man, he's really losing his shit.
they finally hit the eureka, like, okay, I see where you're coming from now. I don't like it, but I understand. And you have to put women in your position for them to understand because they're solipsistic creatures. Like a lot of girls think the world revolves around them, as terrible as that sounds to say, but they have to be that. It's actually naturally within them to be that way so that they can care for their children better.
That's literally how he's acting. Dude, he's projecting. This is all projection. Wow, this is worse than I thought it was gonna be. I don't know how much more I can take. I just can't, like, damn. All right, let's see. Dating in the West. Oh man, how can you just go on and on?
Marriage isn't on the priority.
Hell no. Yeah. So here's the thing. The nuclear family is the backbone of any.
Did you see that? He's like, here's the thing. And then Fresh looks at him. Fresh was like smiling, like laughing for a minute. And then he just hears Myron say, here's the thing. And his facial expression immediately goes like, oh God, no. Like, shut up. Look at this.
Yeah. So here's the thing. The nuclear family is the backbone.
He's like, damn it.
Of any stable society. I think it's needed. You need two parents, right? Children and a dog. But the thing is that in the West, the United States, the United Kingdom, pretty much any first world English speaking or westernized country, marriage is typically off the table because you involve the state. I'm all for guys getting married without the state involved. You want to get married Islamically in a mosque, in a church, in a synagogue. You just do it with you two, some close family. Hell, even if you want to have a wedding. But I don't want anyone signing paperwork where the government can now come in, because what happens is once the government's involved, that woman is now incentivized to leave you.
Yeah.
This is why 80% of divorces are initiated by women, because they have a huge incentive to do so, because they get 90% of
It's in
alimony.
their favorite.
Yeah, they get the house, they get the marital home, they get the children, everything, and they can use that against you. So
Oh, well, guess what's really funny? You know what would give you know what gives women less alimony? Feminism. Women having careers, women having jobs, women working. That automatically means that their husbands will owe them less alimony in the event of a divorce. So, I mean, if you want a traditional woman to stay at home and not work, you know, and let's just go to the extreme. We say women don't work anymore. There's no careers for women. It's all men now because working is a masculine trait, apparently. Okay. Well, if you want a divorce, guess what? Maximum amount of alimony is being granted to her. But fast forward to modern day society, we have feminism and women have jobs and they can have careers and go to school and, you know, get a job easily. Well, now husbands don't have to pay nearly as much alimony as a traditional non-working woman with little to no career options would have been paid. So this is another instance where feminism is on the side of men by allowing women to have career options and jobs and working. Automatically, she will be granted a significant amount of less alimony, especially if she's working full-time and has like a legit career. She might not even be granted any alimony. So you might want to thank feminism for that one.
my thing is, I tell guys, and she could leave at any time. You could walk in your house, she's sucking some dude's dick, and she could
Large
Discarding a lot of them, they're ghosting them, they're doing all
When I move on, the other girls. Now
Yeah.
they may not be her, but they'll do just the same.
well, you should be leveling up, and it should be the case that you are upgrading
Yes.
each time. If
Yes.
not, then you need to reset.
And he
your
said
life.
something really interesting. He said, "I'm not happy right now." And I think the phrase "happy wife, happy life" is the biggest bullshit ever.
Facts.
It needs to go, you know,
Of course
happy
he does.
man, happy land, right? Because the reality is that as a man, if you're happy and fulfilled, I promise you,
Your girl.
your girl's gonna be happy and fulfilled
Yep.
too. Because as the leader, right, if you're striving, you're chasing excellence, you're getting things done, the woman is always gonna benefit
Mhm.
because she's your girl. Men are okay with sharing their resources. So if a man is really winning in life, his girl's gonna, derive the fruits of that labor. But when a woman is happy, right, and as human beings, we're designed to constantly be chasing, more and more to some degree, assuming we're not lazy and too content. But with women, right, it's very difficult to please them. So for her to get pleased, she needs to know that she's pleasing you. Women get the most fulfillment and joy when they're serving a man that they love, admire, and respect. They can't get it from a career to the same degree that they get it from the validation
How would you even fucking know? You've never even had a fucking relationship. Oh my god.
of a family and a husband.
Oh, I can't with
So then
him.
we study game
I
and
need to get through
pick
this.
up and all this other stuff.
So later
It takes
on.
us a decade plus to learn it.
Advice to men in their
I
20s.
hang out and go party with my friends, blah blah. I take
No, you
one thing
didn't.
that's
You
I've
didn't
never
have
done a
friends.
drug in my
You didn't
life.
go to
It's
parties.
really dealing with women is like the
Case in point.
in 2 months. Everybody else is married, and I'm just
yeah. I haven't fasted recently, but I definitely do fast as well. Yeah,
Mhm.
during Ramadan.
Do you think it'd be easier to follow those practices being in the Middle Eastern country versus
Yeah, it
Miami?
definitely would be. It definitely would be. And that's what I because I've been thinking to myself, like, you know, when I do want to have a family and children, what am I going to do? I'm going to 100% have to move to, you know, a place like this, or a Kuwait or a Qatar or Saudi Arabia or something like that, where I can raise a family, because Dubai is very safe and I like that.
Kuwait's supposed to be beautiful.
Raise a family without like the degeneracy of the West, you know what I mean? And here, like, nuclear families are still respected. You know, men are respected here. The men are you know, the leaders of society, and it's just how it should be. You know what I mean? Oh my God, it's the patriarchy. Patriarchies work. That's why we have the civilized world we have. No patriarchy stood the test of time. There's nothing wrong with patriarchies. You know, men lead, women follow. So I think that would be most optimal. So I think having multiple wives, right? Number one, keep everything in check, and then also, you know, satisfy me, and then be able to have more children.
What about you?
I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do, to be honest with you. But I will say, eventually, I do want to find someone that I can share life with, experiences. But once again, I'm gonna have my own spot. She's gonna have her spot with the kids, and I think that's the best way to be.
Damn it, was I fucking muted? I said, I was like, that's weird. That's extreme. You're seriously gonna have your wife and the mother of your children live at a different house than you? And then I said, they definitely do that because that's what Andrew and Tristan do. They're like, want to be Andrew and Tristan. It's like, yeah, they're so cool. Like, they have kids and wives all over. They don't live with them. That's what I'm gonna do. Dude, fucking live with your child and the mother of your fucking child. Oh, God. And stop giving dating advice to guys. It's horrible. We're almost
So
done.
you have to,
Let's go through that.
Ends up leaving him anyway when he's deployed.
sad.
So, guys, I have a rule. This might be controversial.
Do you?
I talked about this on Mo Vlogs, and they didn't like it too much. But I think a guy needs to be 35 years old, had sex with 50 girls, making 6 figures a year, have 6 months to 1 year savings, and go to the gym actively. And when you have those 5 things in place, you're going to be head and shoulders above most men, and you'll be in a position where a good amount of women will respect you, right? Your accomplishments. And when you're competent, you get accomplishments, and then that leads to confidence. And when you get that, bam, girls can read that, because that confidence is genuine, not, you know, artificial. And then you'll be able to command that respect from the girl and be able to get in a relationship where you're the leader, she follows your lead. And you're going to have some semblance of female nature because you've had sex with 50 girls. Now, normally, right, I know this sounds terrible to say it like that, but the reality is that as a man, having less sexual experience will come back and hurt you, because women nowadays are more promiscuous than ever before. So if your girl has more sexual experience than you, that's a problem, because she's going to use that against you. And what most girls do, this is girl game in a nutshell: leverage sex for compliance. That's what girls do to guys 99% of the time. Take me on a date. Oh, I only do that if we're in a relationship, blah, blah, blah. Girls always leverage their sexuality for compliance for men. As a man, your job is to be like, okay, sex can't control me, because I've hooked up with other girls. I know what this game is. I know what a good girl is versus a bad girl. You can't play this game with me. And it's amazing how when girls know that they can't leverage sex against you, they start to comply. But when they can leverage it against you, that's when the disrespect happens.
Yeah.
So my thing is, when you have your money on point, you're a little bit old.
Okay, Myron just sleeps with a bunch of fucking gold diggers and escorts. That's his relationship issues. Okay, let's see the reviews this book got. The Industrial Revolution and its consequences has. Is this the right book? What? Myron's book deserves a round of applause for its. Okay, I don't feel like reading. Uh-oh. Truly opened my eyes and changed my life. The book challenged my beliefs and perceptions. Okay, I'm really hungry, so I'm gonna play one more video and then bounce off the stream. Let's see. It is. Again, I'm not playing the full thing. Just gonna play a part of it. Where is it? Which one? Here it is. This one.
Of something that hasn't even happened to you, that I am gonna take 50% of your stuff.
Because
You're scared of this.
I just leave it at that. I'm gonna move on to the next conversation, I guess, that we could have. Maybe Bear says, how far is the food, by the way? Because they lack understanding.
Okay, so you're Myron Gaines. Why women deserve less review. Let's see. It was just a small channel. And there was something over here, a part over here I wanted to play too. Man, that was a lot. Like, holy fuck. I thought that was going to be like more fun, like picking apart his just horrible arguments and mentality, but that was like really fucking draining, actually. Kind of depressing because like the book's getting really fucking good reviews and people think this like Myron dude is like a fucking legend. It's like disturbing. Okay.
Regardless, all right, let's get back to the
You
point.
do
All right?
anything for me.
Let's get
My
back to the
favorite
point.
part.
Let's get back to the point. W book. We got the book. I've been reading the
Her
chapters.
favorite
I think
part.
we're
What are
gonna
they talking
cover
about?
a chapter a day for the next book. Day, babe.
Absolutely.
You hit
Yes.
the. Watch me. I'm gonna cover up real quick.
That's what I was about to say.
It is what it is. It is what it is. Whatever.
They can see it anyway.
Shitty camera work. All right. By Myron Gaines. Look at him. Look at him. Happy as hell, bro. Like, look, he's wearing a school uniform. I love it. It's amazing. Who copying this? Who getting this book? Who copying this book? Who got it yet? Who ordered it?
Not me.
Let's go. WGsus with swag. Yo, thank you so much. Why are you covering up my chest, babe? Let me show off my chest hair.
What are you showing off in front of?
All right. So,
Girls
yo,
don't
listen.
watch you anyways.
Listen, before we go, all right, that's true. Actually, a bunch of guys watch me. I'm gonna cover up real quick.
That's what I was about to say.
All right. Anyways,
See, but
regardless of
like,
that,
God forbid if
I
she
hope everybody.
like,
I hope everybody went to the
if
gym.
she were
I
to
hope
do that, like,
everybody did what they were
fake
supposed to
flirt
do. Hope you've
with
had
the
a
camera,
productive
be like,
day. All right,
he
have you
would
had a
lose his
productive
mind.
day?
Absolutely.
You hit the
yes.
gym.
I hit work and then gym and then Apple Store and I cooked. And my day is not even over yet because I'm streaming.
Nice. I love it. I love it. Hard work. Hard work. Hard work.
City boy, city boy.
Yeah, I don't have like the Pokemon like.
Wait, what
anymore, like,
was his day? I want to hear his day now.
I've just been lazy to put it back on. It's
I'm
somehow it just messed
judging.
up.
I'm judging. I want to hear his day compared to hers because he looked kind of threatened after she talked
Look at
about
him,
her
happy
day.
as hell, bro. Like, book. Who copied this book? Who got it yet? Who ordered it? Let's go. WGsus with swag. Yo, thank you so much. Why are you covering up my chest, babe? Let me show off my chest hair.
Oh my god, I really hope this girl leaves this douchebag. She can do so much better. She's really pretty too.
What are you showing off in front of?
All right. So,
Girls
yo,
don't
listen.
watch you anyways.
Listen, before we go, that's true. Actually, a bunch of guys watch me. I'm gonna cover up real quick.
That's what I was about to say.
All right.
You're
Anyways,
showing it off,
regardless
too.
of that, all right, I hope everybody went to the gym. I hope everybody did what they were supposed to do. Hope you've had a productive day. All right. Have you had a productive day, babe?
Absolutely.
You hit the
yes.
gym.
I hit work and then gym and then Apple Store and I cooked. And my day is not even over yet because I'm streaming.
That's why he feels started because he
Hard
didn't do
work,
shit
hard work,
today.
Hard work.
City boy, city boy.
Yeah, I don't have like the Pokemon like did it ding anymore, like cause
Cause why?
I've just been lazy to put it back on. It's somehow I just messed up. Anyways, regardless, all right, let's get back to the
You
point.
do
All right,
anything for me.
let's get
My
back to the
favorite
point.
part.
Let's get back to the point. W book. We got the book. I've been reading the chapters. I think we're gonna cover a chapter a day for the next 8 days because this is an 86-page book. Honestly, it's probably less than that. Yeah, it's an 86-page book. Probably less
86?
than that. Yeah, it's like 80 pages to be completely honest, because the
86.
first 5 pages are always like something. So this is a great manual. I'm gonna be honest. This is what you should keep under your glove compartment. This is what you should keep under the baby's crib. This is what you should keep in your nightstand. You should be reading this in the bathroom, at work, anywhere. You should be reading this book in the sauna. Where else can we read this book? On the way on the train,
It's
on the
gonna
way to
take you
work.
an hour to read the whole book. Let's be
Yeah, it's
honest.
gonna take you like an hour and a half to read the whole book. All right, I'm already on chapter 4, and I've only spent like 25 minutes reading the book. All right, this is a good manual to sit here and
That's a lie.
understand the positions that you put yourself in with women. All right, you will actually get a greater insight as to why women act the way they act. So if you're a man that is frustrated, you're confused as to what is going on with the woman that you're speaking to, this is a condensed Bible, mini Bible, essentially, that you can carry around and read and look over at any point in your life, whether you're young, whether you're grinding, whether you're old. You can read this and then understand why women are acting the way they do and essentially why nowadays they deserve less. All right. So, babe, do you agree that women deserve less?
I do. Not all of them, obviously, but yeah, they do.
All right. Why do you think women deserve less?
Because they don't give to a man everything they're supposed to.
What do you mean they don't give everything they're supposed to?
Because women nowadays, they don't cook, they don't clean, they don't take care of their man, they're not being nurturing, they don't, do the basic stuff that the woman's supposed to do. So why would they deserve something in first place?
Fire, fire.
You need to do what
What you're supposed to do. Right? So women don't know how to. Women don't really care to think about what a man wants from a relationship. They only care about themselves. So now we're only going to cover probably the first 2 chapters, because the first chapter is literally just 1 page. It's not a long read. It's only 8 chapters altogether. And the first chapter is what you're up against. All right. And what the first chapter really states is basically the technology and how technology, and especially social media like Instagram, Tinder, Hinge, has affected the way in which women behave when it comes to the dating marketplace, right? So when it comes to dating and you're single, you have to understand the mentality that women have been accustomed to in the last 10, 15 years with the rise of social media, right? And why women are more and more and more delusional. Now, when you open up the book, this is not a hand guide to essentially hate women or blame women for all your problems. That is absolutely not what this book does. All right. What this book does, this book in the beginning, it says, this book does not call for refusing to help your fellow human if it's a woman, nor does it call for refusing to work, interact, or socialize with women in society. It is to prevent you from wasting your resources on the unreciprocated romantic pursuit of women to the point it ruins your life. So basically, this is a handbook on how to not be a simp. Being a simp is very detrimental for your life. All right. It will leave you financially ruined. It will leave you heartbroken, and it will make you depressed. And again, frustrated, and it will keep you from making bad decisions.
This dude's like 9 years old. How does he even know that?
Right? But essentially, you get all guys who are very confused and frustrated. What do? They act out. They lash out emotionally because they don't understand. They can't be patient. They can't be wise because they lack understanding, right? And in society where fathers are essentially like leaving their kids, or not even really leaving the kids, more like the mother is taking them away from the father, so the father doesn't really have enough time to really spend with their kid, right? Men that grow up with single mothers are very confused. They lack understanding. And again, with social media promoting feminizing men, even men are losing their understanding of what a man is. So society has essentially done what? Indoctrinated women to do what? To get as much men as possible in a short amount of time through social media by posting just one little selfie. Ching, click, right? Back in the day, before social media, women couldn't do this. So they would actually have to go out and do what? Talk to their fellow guy, right? They would actually have to go out and they'd have to look for guys, or more importantly, women wouldn't really approach guys. What they would do is they would have social circles. They'd be in a certain setting. They would wait for a guy to approach them, right? Or a friend of a friend. You meet a friend of a friend, and that's how you meet a guy.
If you
Or
go even deeper,
your
the
family.
women were not even supposed to talk to a man, right? Before a man approaches himself.
Yeah, that's the way like
And
in Russia, right?
yeah, but I'm talking about like 18th century. If you go back
okay,
to
okay.
that and how
Yeah,
it
yeah,
is right
exactly.
now, it's completely different, you know.
Well, remember, this is just pre social media, right? Just pre social media. Pre social media. What did as a woman like? What do you how do you go about
My
getting a husband
mom met my dad in a bus.
in the bus?
No,
Yeah.
she actually met his friends, and then this guy was hitting on my mom's friends. So my mom was just there like a third wheel, you know what I mean? And then he was like, "Oh, well, I'll give you my scarf." So this guy used this trick. He was like, to my mom's friend, he was like, "I'll give you my scarf,
Yeah.
and I have to pick this scarf tomorrow." And as the like in the 90s, you know what I mean? Like they were like, "Oh shit, like I can't have his scarf just like that. I have to give it back." So she was forced to go on a date with him next day. And he was like, "If you don't feel comfortable to come by yourself, you can bring your friend and I'll bring my friend." And he brought my dad. And this is how my mom and my dad met. And then that's how their story started.
So you see, back then, you're it's also not likely, like even back then, like likely it's hard, like your dad didn't really have game, you know what I'm saying? Now in society, right? Back then you didn't really need game. You could kind of get away without having game. But now that women have all this attention, imagine your mother. She's like, why would I talk to this loser? You know what I'm saying? Like, I could just go on Instagram. Like, if he's not gonna sit here and approach me, like I'll just go look for another dude, right? So now in society, what
Okay. Oh my God. Sorry, I forgot I was even live streaming. I'm so sorry. I started texting. Okay. I'm just gonna play one part where they start crying, and then I'm out because I'm getting so hungry. Actually, hold on. Actually, maybe I'll just play a little bit of this real quick while I go get a bowl of cereal because I'm like starving, and then I'll finish the video so I have some brain power to have a proper outro.
You know what? We should make.
Actually, you know what? Pause. I'm gonna come back to this. While I'm getting my cereal, you guys can watch this other review that I found. There you go. Enjoy this review.
I typically don't like to post on social media much at all. I only have Instagram now, and then I watch some YouTube stuff on there. I watch the Fresh and Fit. I watch their podcast. I like Donovan Sharks and a few others. And then Fresh Prince CEO with Walt from the Fresh and Fit. I follow his podcast as well. But no, I found them online a couple years ago. Just everything they said has made so much sense to me. So I'm 27, single. I have my own little business. I'm up in what the top 15 or 20% of earners, I guess. But go to the gym now and everything else, getting in better shape. But no, so Myron came out with the book, Why Women Deserve Less. Dude, this book, man, fucking legend. Much respect to Myron. But no, he just everything about the book just says it speaks so good on a level to the every average day man can understand, which is really intriguing to me, which is why. And it's only 84 pages. And it's what 20 bucks on Amazon. That's where I got it at. But the very first thing he says is on the very first page is this book does not call for refusing to help your fellow human if it's a woman, nor does it call for refusing to work, interact, or socialize with women in society. It is to prevent you from wasting your resources on the romantic pursuit of women to the point it ruins your life, which is what most of all of us men do. We just fucking chase women. We just throw all of our money at it, throw all our fucking time at it for what? Maybe to get fucking laid. Maybe not all the time. But no. So chapter one, what are you up against? Like, what's the modern day women and all that? I mean, you kind of fucking already know what that means. Then chapter two is the Tom, Dick, and Harry. It's literally like the three basic types of dudes that you see all the time, and all that. And I mean, they're just doing what they were told to do. Like just kind of growing up, like, oh, get a job, oh, get a woman, oh, be supportive, have kids, all the bullshit. And the old contract, which was like the traditional way of doing things, and like how things used to be, like the nuclear family and such. Like, yeah, it makes perfect sense. Like, yeah, that's how I was raised. Like, I was like thinking as I'm older now, I'm like, okay, yeah, 27 by 30, find a woman by 35, have a couple of kids. She stays home. I make the money, bring in, and just everything like that. And I was just like in my head this whole time. I'm like, yeah, that's what I've been working for my whole life. Then chapter four, the new contract. Well, modernized times, Western ways, uh, liberal propaganda. So yeah, it makes sense and all that. And then the new contract, kind of just two parent households and everything like that, where both parents are working and both of them are providing, bringing money in and everything else, and women are supposed to be independent and holding up their end of the deal of society and all that. And then bam, the ugly truth, chapter five. They're not holding up their end of the deal. They are. They. I mean, shit. I mean, fuck. He brought it up. He brought up the points that I never even thought about. Literally the point of like what's it called? I literally just read the book, but I don't know, just like living off the government aid. Like you living off the government aid for what? It's like it's just set up just so women can not be oppressed. But I mean, in reality, I mean, they're oppressing themselves and all that. But yeah, all these government programs set up for women to not fail in life, but there's nothing set up for men so we don't fail. If you fail, you fail. You're a fucking bum. If a woman fails, nope. There's 10 platforms to back her up. So then it goes into six with them violating the contract. So which kind of falls into what I was just saying though about them I don't know, not holding up their end of the deal. They're not being as productive members of society. They're not getting involved in STEMs and all this other stuff. They're getting uh, worthless and stupid fucking degrees that don't matter. It's like, cool, like, what's the point of this degree? You're going to be a liberal arts? What the fuck are you going to do? Look at a picture and be like, well, I think this. Fuck you, stupid dumb bitch. You fucking deserve to be in debt. And women are like, what, 85% of consumer base or the debt consumer base in America? Yeah, this makes a lot more sense to me now. But it's like, fuck, dude. Like, as men, where did we go wrong in society? I mean, I'm starting to think it's by letting women have all these extra rights. Because look at it now. Because he even says in the book, he says the average woman is not interested in the average man, which is total fucking true. They aren't. They want some top tier men, which I get, which I understand, but it's like 25% of men. So I don't know. But then it goes on to you deserve more, they deserve less. Which is chapter 7, and chapter 8 is putting it all together. So this is where the book really hits me hard. It pretty much says in the book, oh, there's Myron, if you don't know what he looks like. But I know in the book, that's when it starts to say, live your life for you. Don't be living your life for them. Don't be buying a watch or a fancier car or a nicer apartment or whatever, all this extra shit, or getting in shape or anything for them. Do it for you. Live your life. You can't control if they're going to want to have a family with you, which is true. That you don't control it. Women control the key to sex. Men control the key to marriage, which is it's absolutely true. But it's very interesting how someone can just break that down in such a dynamics of how it is, and then with the evolution of the internet as well. I could just, dude, the average man, we're fucked. if you if you're making that, what's it, the 40, 50,000 a year, you're fucked. Like, unless you just get lucky, which I mean, that's like you said, that's what 5 in every 1,000 relationships, where it's a truly happy relationship, with marriage, kids, and everything else. Yeah, it's terrible. But yeah, he even says in the end of the book, he like brings up Aaron Clary with the Bachelor Economics or the Bachelor Economics pad. That right there is that's a good book. I'm gonna say that is a really really good book. I read that a while back. And then Rollo Tomasky with The Rational Male, like the series. I haven't read those yet, but that is on the list next to do. Yeah, those are good books as well. From what I've heard from several people, Donovan Sharp, the dude's a G. Um, and then Sterling Cooper. If you don't follow Sterling on YouTube, dude, follow him. That dude fucking he gives good advice. He will tell you like how to get better.
As they
You know what? We should make a. I don't want to make a bet on this. Well, this would actually be a good bet, right? Well, no. I'm not gonna do something.
Tomorrow, also on Wednesday.
Feliz Navidad.
I'll respond to him. Don't worry. I know Spanish. Hope he gets the message.
We're just going around Spain saying something else. Spain is a failed. He's just going around saying failed society. Imagine being that rich, just going around places, just be like, "Yo, this is a failed society." They're only open till 7, bro. You still want to go to Spain? Oh, they open at 7?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Marcelo and Roller. Spain is a failed society.
Decided not to come. But I'm going to take Mike on a tour through Luton. Now, Luton is a town about the size of Brasov, slightly bigger actually.
Luton.
What's my background?
It doesn't look that bad.
Here.
Look that
A
bad.
few weeks ago, when my mother was in there, 2 dudes ran in with knives, started stabbing each other. One of them died. Right here.
Sounds like Florida.
I'll point to it.
It's like Florida. I did not even click on this. I clicked.
This
No. Tarek McLaughlin says, Maria, where's your burqa?
what is burqa?
Your burqa. Is that like the head thingy? A burqa?
I don't know what is that.
God damn it. Now I gotta Google it, guys. Sheesh. That's how we get smarter, though. You gotta Google things you don't know, okay? Burqa. What's a burqa? Hey, we're gonna order one for you right now. Let's go.
Bershka.
Bershka.
This is the brand, but this is not what you're looking for.
No, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a burqa. Yo, bro, what's a burqa? All right, here. Boom. Where's your burqa, babe? Yo, I did not even click on this. I clicked.
This thing doesn't exist. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Tyreek, what's up?
What is this? This is not
What
a
did he
burqa. All right,
say?
let's get
What
back to
was
the
it?
video. What the fuck? The burqa is like, the whole hijab thing or some shit like that.
No,
right?
I don't think so.
No? Is that not what
Because
a burqa
then
is?
it
Why
would
does
come
keep
up and it doesn't
changing
come
it,
up.
though? Why doesn't it show it? Why is it showing me Bershka?
Just go to all. Stop looking through images. Search instead. Yes.
What is this? This is, there you go. This is what we're looking for here, babe. That's what we need. So we need to get one of these. No, we can't do that. We can't do it. I think that's actually like not I think that might be like against a religion or something. Let's not do that. No bueno. No bueno.
At 6 p.m. So at 6:01, everything will be shut.
Are single for too long, they become normally
An
masculine.
alpha female.
They become alpha female, and they become overprotective of the child. So when they meet another guy, and the guy comes in, and the guy's trying to do his duty, which
just because he's shrimp down there.
Men are very different than
Oh
women.
my god, no. I was muted that whole fucking time. Oh my god. Okay, nothing really happened. I was just like talking shit because they were trying to look up burqa and they were spelling it with a CK, not a Q. These guys are idiots. So, anyways, this is the last part I'm playing. It's just cringy shit. This is so, you know, if you want to take Myron Gaines' relationship advice, this is where that leads you. This is where I'm gonna leave you guys with. This is what I'm gonna leave you guys with. Okay.
Because when a guy comes into a woman's relationship or a relationship with a woman and she has a child, he's going to be expected to take care of that child to a degree. That's just how it is. It is. You don't just get with that girl. You get with that girl and that child.
Yeah.
And here's
you think that's a reason why MGK might have cheated on Megan Fox? Maybe.
No, just because he's shrimp down there. That's what he was thinking with, not because of the kid.
thing you got to remember.
If we bring thinking with his dick
up, right, and I
can we
build a
say
bond
this
with that child, I now lose you and the child, and I can't have any type of parental rights to that child because it's your biological child, not mine. I'm a stepfather, so I have no rights to that child. So I lose you, the child, alimony, house, 50%. So it's an L for me. It's not worth the risk. At least if it's my biological child, I could fight it in court and get to see my child.
But
maybe.
I feel like
merch.
That's like you're more focused on how you're gonna end up financially, and you're
if
not.
a man's duty is to provide and protect, he has to understand that if he gets with a woman that has a child, he is responsible for both of them. But the truth is that women are so protective over their children, as they should be, right? As they should be overprotective for their children. They have to vet the right kind of guy that's going to be around them. But some women that, you know, unfortunately are single for too long, they become normally masculine.
Alpha female.
They become alpha female, and they become overprotective of the child. So when they meet another guy and the guy comes in and the guy's trying to do his duty, which is to protect and provide, he's going to develop that bond with that kid naturally, right? But when it comes time when that kid is acting up, which he will, because that's what kids do, right? He is going to have to essentially like show some dominance towards the kid. He's going to have to teach the kid. He's going to maybe have to get loud with the kid or something. Discipline him in some kind of way, right?
Discipline. There you go, buddy. Not showing dominance over a kid. What the fuck? I'm telling you. Look, she's like so worried. She's like, what the fuck? She's so horrified right now by what he's saying. Dude, this girl needs to leave this guy. She seems like she has a good head on her shoulders. She seems pretty smart. She's beautiful. Why the fuck is she with this doofus? He's really dumb, too. Jesus Christ. He's gonna have to, you know, get kind of loud and dominant over the child. Like, you mean discipline him for being a child? That's not... I don't think mothers are worried about that. That's a good thing. Unless she's, like, fucking being dominant over, like, what the... It's fucking weird. Kind of weird.
Right? And the woman, what will she do? Like, naturally, if she's, like, more alpha female, more masculine, she's been single for a long time, she's going to be like, don't talk to my kid like that. So all of a sudden, you're the guy that's providing and protecting.
What? Why is he automatically assuming that? He's just assuming that. That's so weird. He's like 9 years old. He doesn't know anything.
These two, but you have really zero say over what the kid says. So that's why if you sit here and you tell your kid, like for example, if we had a son and you're telling me, oh yeah, he should go date Megan Fox, 36-year-old, 3 kids, $8 million. Why would she ever respect or listen to him? She wouldn't. So what's our kid going to end up like? Like MGK, more and more of a feminine ass dude. You know what I'm saying? Because he's not going to be respected. And that's the position he puts himself in.
Okay, so what does it have to do with what Myron is saying right now?
Because what Myron is saying,
it made no sense.
Date a single mother, and that's what Megan Fox is. Megan Fox is a single mother. So
what?
Megan Fox, MGK cheated on Megan Fox. Megan Fox leaves MGK to find what, another rapper that's gonna cheat on her too until what? Until she hits 40, and then she's got like these 3 kids, and she's just kind of lonely.
That story did not come
She's
full
not willing to
circle.
date down.
Not
It makes no
focus
sense.
on if you can
literally
really
describe
love
the emotion.
maybe you can really love somebody and
Yeah.
really love
Yeah.
a child that
Yeah,
isn't
and you lose
yours.
them.
Like,
That's my point. You lose a child.
but what if you try to like
No, but fresh, been married,
really
right?
build a family with that person?
I just explained it to you. if I get in a relationship with a girl and she's a single mom, she hates me now. She doesn't want to be with me anymore, but I still love the child. She can take the child from me, and I have no recourse to see the child.
Yo, you need some help, man.
I say the same thing when a young girl that's broke gets with a millionaire.
That's
Because
not
he
the
can
same.
he can he can leave and let's say he doesn't want to leave her anything, and she's wasted her whole life wanting to spend her life with him, and she gets left with nothing when he leaves.
That's why girls have to be smart and get married.
But the thing is, I don't see the problem with the single
And women
a
initiate
single
most
mother.
divorces.
I really don't see the
Yeah,
problem.
see, you don't see an issue with it because you're not a man. I'm telling you from the male perspective, it's not intelligent for you to take a single mom seriously because you can get fucked over as a man.
Then why you want a single mother?
That's they don't.
What the fuck?
You don't want a single mother. That's what she's trying to say.
I say that single mother is not an option.
No, but like me and you, like I'm talking to you, like personally, like
yeah, sure,
you
go
know
ahead.
what I mean. Like, why would you want a single mother though?
Okay, so I said before, typically single moms, you hook up with them. Now, does that mean that you can go ahead and get with a single mom and make something work? For sure, there's always that chance. But statistically
Okay, then
speaking,
boom.
it's not a good move. It's not a good move, statistically speaking. 99% chance of failure.
But you see, you're thinking like Blueface. You're thinking about the money. You're not thinking about love.
Bro, Blueface is the biggest blue pill guy ever, bro. He sat here and he got married to the girl. He got married to Krishan after he sat here and said, "Oh, that kid, she got ran by 10 different dudes. That kid ain't mine." And he still married her a week later.
Wait, then now they married?
They're married, yes.
We gotta cover this. Why are you showing me
Yes.
something that is not?
Yes,
What?
because this goes back to our previous conversation with MGK and Megan Fox, and you were saying that Megan Fox could find some other dude, and what I'm telling you is that she's gonna hit a wall. Either she's gonna end up getting cheated on again, or she's gonna hit a wall, bro. And this is the thing that most women don't want to understand. But a man of a certain caliber does not want to date a single mother. So either the woman has to humble herself, or she has to accept the fact that she's gonna get cheated on. It's really those two options.
I feel like he's just being realistic. If we're being
Exactly.
honest, in this day and age, it is harder for single women if they have a child to get with someone. He's not saying, or I don't think he's saying, it's not impossible for a single mom to get with someone. But when you have a child, it does make it harder. Like if we're being statistically real and all that.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Hold
it
on.
is harder.
I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I've seen her before, and I think she was like crying at one point, and she was actually trying to open up the girls and get them to understand when she got red pilled. Because that was the moment I think she got red pilled, and then there was another moment where she was like really crying out, like, "Damn, like that girl, that's."
Translation, I had to fuck more guys.
This is the woman from
This
the
is the
last
part.
video.
This is the last part I'm playing.
Okay, look.
Yeah, this is the woman from the last one.
Okay.
This is her right here.
I have a kid. I used to be like that until I had my kid. Now that I have my kid, like I might be this, oh, I'm a boss bitch, da, da, da. But deep down in my heart, I would do absolutely anything to be at home and be like always with my child.
There you go.
But unfortunately,
And
I
have a
can't.
man protecting you. Stop acting like stop leaving out the man part. Right. Because for you to be home with your child, that means you got a man holding you down,
yeah,
protecting you.
and that's what I'm saying. Like he's right, and that shit's hard. Like, but unfortunately, since I'm by myself, I gotta hustle, you know. But I would do anything to have a man. Like
That's what we saying. That's exactly.
Thank you. God bless you. God bless you for telling the fucking truth. God bless you for telling the truth. Talking about Instagram over a real nigga.
You choose Instagram over a man.
I think that's the hardest thing for women to admit to,
is
bro.
What I'm saying, her words prove again and again that you can't give a man a child unless he marries you, because you have to be protected, because otherwise you're going to end up in a situation like that.
Oh, I completely agree with you. I completely agree with you. Yeah.
Then you're going to have kids, and the man who didn't marry you, how is he going to support you? He's just going to leave, and then you're going to stay there with a child and desperate. And that's why I always say you can't get a woman pregnant unless you guys officially married.
Exactly. So you see, that's the good thing, because you weren't saying that before with Megan Fox. Remember, Megan Fox selected a dude like MGK who's feminine, has like no values. They're over here drinking each other blood, like Candace Owens was saying. What they had this high school relationship, and when they broke up, it was more of like a high school relationship, right? He wasn't marrying her. He wasn't trying to take her seriously. Why wasn't MGK trying to take her seriously? Megan Fox, even though she's hot as you say, He don't care. She's 36. She got 3 kids and she got a lot of emotional baggage. And you're right. He probably just used her for clout. You know what I'm saying? So a woman has to be able to make a better decision in the guy she's selecting. But you know, and then you were saying before, like, yo, like, oh, but she could choose by many different dudes. No, there are all those other guys that she can choose that she's used to now, that she's accustomed to. Guess what? She effed it up for herself because now she got to humble herself when she hits 40 or she's going to hit the wall. Or she can just choose the other guys that are rappers that make more money and she can just accept the fact that she's going to get cheated on. You get what I'm saying? And that's what this woman is realizing. She didn't realize that before, and now she's over here crying and saying the absolute truth. Look at the woman right next to her. This woman is over here. None of these women really, maybe this girl right here, but this woman doesn't even understand what this woman is going through, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like, this hits a little deep. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like, I really feel for this woman.
Because unfortunately, like, that's a platform where I can make a living off and nobody's helping me because I don't have that protector yet. You get me?
So you don't think a man could? But that's not an excuse. I'm gonna be honest. It's not an excuse to sit here and go on and make money like that. It's not. There's many different ways you can do. I was raised by a single mother. My mom never had to sit here and look like a hoe on the internet. I'm gonna be honest. And I think she did a good job raising me.
Fine, protecting you?
Yeah, but I just haven't found that guy yet. And
And now the sad truth is that, you know, because she exposed herself on the internet like that, and now that she has a kid and she's getting older, it's a lot harder. So if a woman like this can sit here and understand what this woman is going through, like truly understand, she could avoid these mistakes. But if she's not, if this girl in the orange is not even listening to what this woman is saying, she's gonna end up in the same seat that she's in.
No. God, Jesus. Oh my God. Fuck. The girl in the orange is right. Don't get married when you're fucking 20, okay? If you get pregnant with somebody, okay, well, this girl, look, it's not really her fault either because she got pregnant with a millionaire who decided to abandon her, supposedly. So, I don't really, well, maybe that wasn't his kid, actually. I don't know. If you have a child, you're supposed to pay child support no matter what. That's a legal obligation, whether you're married or not. So I don't really know what the fuck is going on. But hold on. This girl's like about to start crying, and I don't know. Her boyfriend just seems. I wanted to see what made her started to cry because I missed it earlier. And this relationship just doesn't seem. I don't know. It's just weird. Something's weird to me.
That's the cold hard truth.
So he says, hold on. How come women can't just say, listen, I want a man instead of acting like y'all don't want a man and just want to be boss bitches?
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Nobody said that. That's not what I said.
Nobody said that.
Like y'all said, I don't want to interrupt.
Nobody said that.
Like y'all
She wants
said.
to, after you go, she wants to clarify her
I
point.
just want to clarify because I feel like it's getting
okay,
turned.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Put the camera on her.
Who?
You.
Couch girl.
Like y'all said, you're right. And I've been trying to talk, but Myron don't let me. But I really respect Myron, and
You
I've
can't
been
finish your sentence.
because it's
And
hard
you
for
heard the
me
quote
to
of the show.
explain. But I respect the fuck out of you, and I give you your right because you're right. That is true. What you're saying is true, and I respect you, and I respect everything that you've done. This whole part, like
Just
I
make
really
your point,
respect.
please.
The point is
feel
that
bad.
like
She's trying to give her flowers, but Myron's trying to keep on with the show, bro. But like, you see, I don't know. Did that red pill you a little bit?
Yeah, but then like you also have to.
I think when you see a woman in those shoes, bro, like it's just for me, it's a little kind of, it's a little bit hard to watch that because like, you know, my mom I seen my mom kind of go through that.
Okay, but then like that's why you also have to understand that you guys are worried about like marrying a woman because you're like, oh, like if I'm gonna marry her and then she's gonna take 50% of my stuff and stuff like that. But then
And wouldn't you tell your son to worry about those things? He should worry about those things. Right? If you had a son, wouldn't you tell him to worry about those things?
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But then like we've spoken with you about this before and you said that like, oh, you don't want to marry in this country. So like you have to see the woman's perspective as well. Like how we supposed to give birth to the man who doesn't want to like marry us officially? How do we just supposed to trust the word? Like one day you wake up, you don't like me anymore, you hate me, and then you're just gonna leave me with a kid, and that's what am I supposed to do when I'm like, let's say 36 years old, I have a kid, and like obviously I don't want to go on OnlyFans or anything like that, but it's gonna be very hard for me being
Yeah,
home all this time.
I understand that. I understand that, and that's a real fear that women have, right? They have, but a lot of women, right? They when they have a lot of emotional damage, right? They start to think like that because of all the guys that f them over. You know what I'm saying? All the guys that just use them. You know what I'm saying? That's why they think like that. They put themselves in that kind of victim mentality, even though. And they take that mentality and they take it on to the next guy. And that next guy could be the guy that treats you right. So you have to, as a woman, you have to look to make sure that he has good values, he's good morals, he has habits, right? And then what, most importantly than anything else, the priority should be what value do you bring in that man's life? Because remember what Charleston said, bro. And this is something I really, really, really took to heart, bro. It was like a woman that does everything she's supposed to do for you, bro. Like you are going to, like that man is going to really think twice. You know what I'm saying? He's really going to think twice before he sits here and even thinks about like cheating or looking at other girls or whatever. Because if he
Wow. This is what I'm talking about. This is so fucked up. This is fucked up, yo. I'm serious. Like, so this is clearly a young relationship. This girl, I don't know how young these kids are. They're fucking 18, 19? And she's literally sitting here crying. She's starting to cry because I guess her fucking idiot douchebag boyfriend, who is literally just, oh god. I really hope she breaks up with this fucking loser. But I guess he goes around telling her, like, I'm not gonna get married. Marriage ruins. Marriage destroys all men. That's what Andrew Tate said. Yeah, I'm gonna, like, owe you my whole, all my money, half my asshole. Like, you're gonna take everything from me if I marry you. I'm not getting married. But I'm gonna have a kid with you. And then now she's like, he showed her so much fucking red pill shit. She's literally sitting there fucking starting to cry because she's thinking about him being this red pill dude, not wanting to get married, dating her until she turns 30. You know, he has a kid with her, of course, before she turns 30. And then, you know, once she turns 30, he leaves her. Now she's 30 years old, a single mother, and she has no, you know, options. And she's scared she's going to have to do OnlyFans and be a single mom at 30. And like, this is where red pill shit leads you. Or not even leads you. This is what red pill shit is doing to young people. This is not fucking healthy. And this is really actually fucking scary watching these like teenagers actually like talk about this shit like this. It's actually really fucking depressing and worrisome. I might do another video another time on this couple. Really sad. It's kind of interesting. But yo, I'm out. This has been long. Eating some snacks. So anyone who checked out this video, thank you very much. Please like and subscribe if you can. And I'm going to have a few videos uploaded very soon. Very, 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 very soon. I know I keep saying that. But the one video I've been working on is like taking so long. It's a pretty long video. There's been a lot going on, so all right. Bye. Oops. Bye.